Alright, let's get started. Got my timestamps ready to write. Everyone's jumping in for round one. We're at about 100 players for this first round of FNF. Oh, so many things are going on. This is more than likely going to be my only stream today. I've got a dinner to go to after FNF, and then if I get back in time, I'm not going to rush it though. I'll be on the ground with Vic. She, again, is kidnapping me weekly for some stuff, but family IRL takes first precedent. So other than that, as these guys are slotting up, we'll be covering all three rounds. First one's going to be a destroy round. Blue 4 is defending 2 objectives. I don't know if they're caches just yet. They could be something else, but it seems to be mostly an infantry-only round. We only have 2 M2 statics on Blue 4. Otherwise, it's just land cruisers and SUVs for transports for both factions. Also, I've had a few people come in and talk about my music choice recently, so I've been looking around what else I've played in the past, what I've tested through copyright. So today we're gonna play a little bit of some different stuff for you guys. So it's going to be mainly Halo theme, because this stuff I know doesn't get copyrighted as well. And we'll see if that continues into the weekend. But again, I usually just throw on whatever I can. Regardless, tabbing out, let me get a full check on TeamSpeak here. Yeah, we're going to be sitting at about 98. That could jump up to a few more, because in the actual TeamSpeak channel, we're up to 105. But, you know, people like to trickle in. But December is how you doing? Regardless, with all 3 rounds, we'll see how things go. And yeah, I mean, okay, just bumped up to 100, so we're good. This weekend, Saturday, we're going to be starting off with more Polish PvP commentary. Then 4 o'clock, we got the MCO. By the way, there are a few slots that opened up last second. One of the communities had a few people drop out, so if you want to come and play as a rifleman or something, feel free to go into my Arma community Discord. That's just !Discord. Grab an Arma tag, scroll down to MCO, and slot up. It's going to be around a 60-person Vietnam op. A play off of a mission Digby ran officially for SOG Prairie Fire that I will admit I left early from, because it just wasn't my cup of tea. But I want to give my vision of it, if that makes any sense. So we got that. Some custom video. I've got some custom sound design with it as well, which I will admit I know there's a flaw with it, and I'm not going to talk about it till we get there, but I already know how to fix it. Just this was made weeks ago. But every one of my little bells and whistles, so... Alright, right off the bat, I get to time out Zam for 10 minutes. Excellent. Thank you so much for that, Zam. Awesome. Great. None of that today. And then the hydrate, of course. And then MCO, that's going to be going from 4 to 6. And then around 9 o'clock, we're going to have another COG mission. That is going to be Benghazi. I've got Dante's group slotted up for actor roles. My guys are going to fill in the rest of the actor roles. Might not see a lot of op for today, for that mission tomorrow, excuse me. Mainly going to be green for fighting AI and whatnot. So again, should be interesting. But we'll see how things go. I've been really hard at work to calibrate those files properly for actors and whatnot, since it's all a new concept.
We vibing at 105. Carry our Lord and Savior with the 10/10ths recruiting to get the people in. Also round 4 today, if you want to stay for it, is new framework, so doesn't have a lot of spectator stuff yet though.
Malin, it's poorly timed, bro. I've got to be gone by 6:45 at the latest, which is in 3.5 hours, because I have to shower and then I have a dinner reservation at 7:15, which is in 4 hours. But people are coming over 15 minutes prior to that, so if the rounds go quickly, I'll cover round 4. If they don't, I gotta bail after round 3. So we'll see. But thank you for the 59-month resub. Shout out to Curie for all his recruiting. And shout out to the FNF staff for making late-night segments public again. However, I'm probably not going to be able to cover those. And Major Khan has connected with the Vietnam CDLC. Excellent. Absolutely excellent there. But otherwise, we have another classic. I've seen this op done a few times in FNF where they're holding the industrial complex on Halamna Winter. Op 4 pushing in from the top right. I know Nemesis shot me a DM like a week ago asking if I knew any good maps for FNF. I sent him my standard list of terrains that someone else keeps up on the BI forums, which has like almost every map known to man on it, which is great. And then I know there's also the whatchamacallit, the compilation on Steam, but the website one has just even more. It's great. But righto, Mountain. Well, I don't mind covering it. But speaking of PvP stuff, we almost have the PvP channel fully done and front logged. I've got, I think, 3 more months of videos to comb, which in the whole scheme of things is like just a third or a fourth of the content backlog ready to go. I'm down to 1, 2, 3 sticky notes. So that's good, which, I mean, on this we only have 1, 2, 3, 4 videos unaccounted for. And then I got yesterday's OFCRA completely edited and put on the main channel, because after I get all those edited, I then need to put in some thumbnails and then put them on the channel. And again, it's looking like it's going to have the PvP/shenanigans channel completely front logged. And then when that's done, I can then work on the main channel. There was 166 videos on the backlog. And even with all that time passing and all the editing I've been doing, I've got it down to 135 at the moment. So, again, I'm hoping to have all of that completely done by the end of August. So, oh, that's good stuff. But otherwise, we have our first PvP round going. Looks like Op4's taking some kits right here. We got the SUVs. It's going to be a Russian focus group. But let's go ahead and talk about the briefing. There is none. Excellent. It's going to be a cache destruction. All right, basically, the attackers have to go into these 2 areas and find a cache that is in each area. So 1 in here, 1 in here. Blue 4 knows where they are specifically. Op 4 does not, so they have to search. Once they find them, they can just mag dump them, put some explosives on them, preferably not grenades. Grenades don't do a lot of damage because it's fragmentation based, and A's fragmentation treats that damage differently than explosive damage and bullets, but I digress. Once both caches are destroyed, it's GG. If in the event the 50-minute timer of the round expires, but Op 4's in the search zone for the final cache, only 1 cache has to remain, then it'll go into overtime. But I haven't seen overtime done in a destroy objective in a very long time. I think I've only seen it like once or twice. But anyway, let's go ahead and go over our mission variables here. So again, 15 minutes to safe start, 50 minutes for the entire round. Max view distance going to be a little over a click. No defender build points. Wow, that's cruel. And then no NVGs nor magnified optics.
Hey Liru, currently listening while working out at the gym. Another month closer to that 6-year milestone.
Yeah, killing Gao. Man, I need to go back to the gym. I've been too busy, but you inspire me, my friend. Thanks for the 72-month resub. Wear that Golden Lance Corporal badge with pride. Hope you keep enjoying everything. Thank you for all the work you do for moderating for me, and I hope you get a nice kick out of this stream while you're getting your gains. I don't believe there is an echo on either side, so there's no medium anti-tank. All right. I mean, it would be fair, too, because there's no vehicles, really. Blue 4 uniforms are your Marine Winter camouflage kits, so they're going to have M27s or M4A1s, M9 Berettas for their secondary handguns, M249s for the Alpha Bravo and Charlie auto riflemen, M240 Gulls for the Delta machine gunners. Light anti-tank's going to be M136, basically to be used as a shock weapon against infantry or against any vehicles that might try to rush in. And then crew and aviation doesn't matter because there's no crew and aviation slots there. Gear is going to be, assets going to be 3 4x4 SUVs and then 2 M2 statics, each having 400 rounds across 4 boxes. So a good bit of suppression. Op 4 stuff, meanwhile, it's Russian winter camouflage kits, EMR based. So they got AK-74s or an AKS if they want to be Chads. MP443 garages. There is no prediction up. That's my bad, guys. Let me go ahead and grab that real quick and set this up. Who win this FNF match? Blue 4 defending or Op 4 attacking? And I spelled defending wrong. I'll set it for 15 minutes and boom. My sincere apologies about that, guys. Please forgive me. But otherwise, let's get back into the roster. I'm noticing I'm getting some DMs on TeamSpeak, so I will handle those afterwards. But otherwise, where was I? MP443 garages as the secondary handgun, RPKs for the Alpha Bravo and Charlie auto rifleman, PKPs for the Delta medium machine gunners. Light anti-tank is going to be the reloadable RPG-7, again, probably used as a shock weapon or a weapon against these static launchers if they can get close enough. And then crew and aviation aren't on the server, so it doesn't matter. Their assets are going to be 7 transport land cruisers. Each can carry 7 people at once, and then we'll get 2 Praga transport Vics. Otherwise, looking at our roster here, we're going to start over at Blue 4. We have Eric commanding for Blue 4, Patriot as his 2IC, Banks as the platoon's medic, Nemesis leading Alpha, so scan your recon on Blue 4. Flying Finn is the marksman. Marksman rifle is going to be the Mark 11, which is a 20-round 7.62 by 51 NATO marksman rifle, excuse me. Malon's going to be the medic for Alpha. Puma, Iander, Gabian, and Yabi are going to be Alpha 1. Iander, of course, gets a light anti-tank weapon because he's the AT GOAT. Anyway, Cullis being... Oh, Azariah also coming in. He messaged me saying that... he finally got sucked in after his massive hiatus for the game, but yeah, we'll see if he's still got it. Cullis, Snaps, Dobbs, and Roofy all together in Alpha 2. Hrana, are you not streaming then? Because I need to pull you off of the multi then. I'll do that after. But if you're going back in, let me know, and I'll keep you on there. But anyway, Bravo being led by Rodrig. Puma's going to be the marksman. Reddenly's going to be the medic. Alipoo's going to be the 2IC. Actually, no, he's a demo specialist. Probably part of Bravo 1 to emerge into Bravo Actual for that explosive capability. Otherwise, Bravo 2 being led by Ash with Muniz, Tackleberry, Wheaton, Majorcon, and Hrana under... Huh. Hrana, I want to say this: if you're still going to be in game, make sure you're not on the TeamSpeak, or not TeamSpeak, the stream. I know, because stream sniping precautions, yada yada. So just keep that in mind. It's impossible to know if you're on here to stream snipe or on here just to chill, even though you're playing on. So we just say that don't be on the stream if you're on. Anyway, NASA leading Charlie Depso as the marksman, Pogo underscores the medic, Swallow as the 2IC, Bluck leading Charlie 1 with Zixme. Best player in OFCRA, I'd argue. Lee Jones, Norris, Kermit, and Bates, and then Charlie 2 being led by Lurch with Warlords, Oddball, and Mary. Mackenzie leading Delta with Kogu as the medic, and Collins and Tilser have taken Delta 1's machine gunners, and Camber and Crazy being the machine gunners with Solomons as an assistant for extra ammo. Again, they've got those 240s. Otherwise, Lolo commanding Op 4, Curie leading Alpha 1 with Dream as the 2IC. Dream's even back. Nice. Reapers as the medic, Meldon as an auto rifleman, I guess under Bravo 2, merging into Bravo Actual here. Excuse me, Alpha Actual, because I don't see an Alpha 2 down. Alexander leading Alpha 1 with Night Owl, Olaf Huel, Goomba, Autovisky, and Michael Pierce leading Bravo. Looks like he's merged Bravo 1 on his group already, so I'm just going to call it because he usually merges Bravo 2 under him as well, because he likes to lead in one large group. So it's Pierce leading Stripes, Barrett, Nolux, Najaper, Kissing, Meerkat, Steve, Mark, Mike, Vagrant, and Kabubi. King leading Charlie, so Pepega Pirates on Op 4, Guy Fieri as the 2IC, John as the... oh, wait, no. So King's the marksman, Guy Fieri, I think, is the medic. John is the squad leader, and Michael's the 2IC because we see that GP25 system. Novix leading Charlie 1 with Bant. Even Bay is back. Awesome. Zoni, Korvac, Flux, and Arma Jesus. ID leading Charlie 2 with Goblin, Epic Warrior, your boy, Tim, and Jamal. Delta being led by Ben. Looks like he's merged some of Delta 1 with him. So medic is going to be Hunt. Elliot's going to be an assistant. Same with Radium. And then Meaty and Davik are taking the PKPs. Delta 2 being led by Rund with Skullman and Alexander taking the machine guns. And Bestafar and Rabino being the assistants. All right. That is what we got for this round. Beyond that, I mean, it seems pretty even. Caches themselves in pretty good spots. I'm not going to specifically call out, but yeah, no, Blue 4 is just going to go right in. They're going to carry the statics in as well. Probably set up those statics on the high grounds. They're going to have to use their entrenchment tools to dig a perimeter. This AO is pretty difficult to assault and defend because you have all this hilly terrain that really does favor the defenders, but once you actually get into the urban area here, there's a lot of places Blue 4 can snipe you from buildings and whatnot. But for Blue 4, it's going to be very difficult to defend the actual perimeter here because there's so many forested routes and little bits of cover right here with the defilade that can really allow the enemy to get up in close and personal here. So we'll see how that goes.
Time to see SRB goofballs.
There is
Romania's
Piers.
buying awesome XP.
He's in Bravo. Anyway, Yanni, how are you doing, broski? Thanks for the 19-month resub. I didn't notice you were here today, broski. Hope everything is A-okay with you. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. All right, I also got another link for the multi. I'm going to go ahead and throw that in. Awesome. So we got Roderick, Zoni, Nemesis, Rana, and myself streaming this event. There might be a few others, but we'll have to see how things go. All right, with that, Dro, I called those out. Basically, Op 4 is Russians with 74s, and Blue 4 is U.S. Marines with M27s or M4A1s. It's the standard match, I would say, for FNF between Blue 4 being a US-based faction, Op 4 being a Russian-based faction. That's usually how we have things go. Blue 4 has Scandi Recon, Op 4 has Papega Pirates, two best communities in here, and we'll see how things go. And Gotcha Devour. I don't have any plans for using the Forgotten Scrolls mod at the moment, but that could change. I don't know, I'm too busy with some of my own stuff at the moment, so we'll just have to see. And that's fair, Yanni. Alright, well, let's see. I went over tomorrow. Sunday's streams are going to be the PvP, Polish stuff in the morning, then chilling with RT Columbia. Oh my god, I keep forgetting to send Nemesis my damn Zeus op. Oh, I'm an idiot. Alright, I need to do... Well, crap, I can't do it after because I have to go to dinner and then possibly do another stream. I gotta do it, like, tonight or tomorrow. I gotta remember. Because we could run that. And then after RT Columbia at 6 o'clock, we're going to be running another SCP operation. So that should be good. And Devour, I'm going to be honest with you. I've been in that Discord for Forgotten Scrolls for years. That project originally came up either in 2020 or 2021, and I got shown the ropes, and it kind of got put on the back burner for a while. So, yeah. I've had access to the mod for a very long time. It's just I've never really had an opportunity to use it. So, again, we'll see. But I also know there's a lot more stuff coming to it that they're working on. But similar to how I know J-Max has a lot of stuff ready for the Starship Trooper mod that he hasn't worked on yet. So it's just kind of sitting on my hands and waiting for, you know? So we'll see. You're fine, Dro. We got open time here. This is match 1, Clover. We're just waiting for it to start. We got another 4 minutes of downtime. So by all means, if you got questions, feel free to ask them. But beyond that, it's just, in terms of my workload, just every day, working on more and more. And again, I want to get through my entire backlog by the end of next month. And we got a lot of fun stuff coming. New Patreon perks tied to everything so I can help finance server costs and my own mortgage. And, you know, we'll see where this goes going forward. But so far, I mean, with the new SCP ops, that tunnel complex, all the other fun stuff, should be good. It's just, you know, pending, there's a joke I want to make I can't make till the 25th, but I'm hoping for August I don't have anything random come up to sap my productivity, but then again, I know I'm taking the second to last week off in August to go on a vacation for an entire week, so that's probably where that productivity sap's going to come in on, so maybe I'll have all the videos done and edited by then, and then we can spend that final week just scheduling them all. Or I'll just take my computer down and work on things while I'm down there, because I don't need an internet connection to do editing, but at the same time, I want to be relaxing and chilling with Bloodwing and my family, so who knows. Scandi is on Blue 4, Papega is on Op 4. Bay is on Op 4, Dream is on Op 4, Pierce is on Op 4. Charlotte is not here. I'm trying to think of everyone that people ask about. Steve is on Op 4. Or was Steve on... No, Steve is on Op 4. Who else do people ask about? I think, like, out of everyone in my head, that's usually what people ask for. Because everyone else isn't jump. Iander part of Scandi. He's going to always be with Scandi on Blue 4, so... I gotta save for the wedding. Look, I just have to save money till next year, and then Bloodwing finishes her masters, doesn't lose, like, literally one of her 2 paychecks every month to pay for masters and taxes and all this other stuff from her freaking business. And then she'll start making more than me because she'll also get promotions and whatnot. So I just have to survive a year, have a bit of extra money on my side to help pay for her side if it's needed, and then I'm fine. And then I can start working on all my hobbies again.
Now.
And then I can start saving. All right, I just gotta last a year, guys. Which means pay for pain. The next 2 or 3 we do is gonna be insane. Axel, thanks for the 50-month resub. Hope you enjoy the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Any plans for you to host any of those Arena 5v5 or 10v10s? So, KitKat, we're going to be, over the next, this month and next month, we're going to be covering all of the Polish PvP rounds that we can, and that is 6v6 Arena. And then I'm going to be on the PvP Shenanigans channel putting out a few compilations, because after I cover those, I write timestamps down, and then when I have, 8 to 10 minutes ready, I'll probably keep them at 10 minutes, but I'll be putting them on the Shenanigans channel. However, that channel is front logged till December, so we probably won't see it till, like, January or February, but the VODs I've been putting out. Bring back the DayZ pay for paint. Devil, I need a DayZ server to do it on. I guess I could do the Namalsk server, but we'll see. I'd love to bring back DayZ pay for paint, though. But there's another plan I'm bringing up, or I want to bring up with Bimbo, who runs the Namalsk server, where he'll sit on as an admin, and if you guys play certain sound bites, it spawns shit around me. But that is something I decided I'm not going to tackle till next month. At the beginning of the month, mind you, but that's because I'm still just getting myself situated. So for DayZ, I play the Namalsk server on Tuesdays, and then Sundays, I'm trying to find another server. Someone else recommended a new one, so I'll give that one a try, but I might also switch the dates and do Namalsk on Sundays. That way we can do everything. However, I'm running an op on Sunday, so I might not do DayZ then, but we'll see. Give it like 2 weeks, beginning of the month. Should be good. You guys can pay for pain for me directly. Am I doing Zeus for Pog? So, quick note on Zeusing for Pog. That is going to come back because what Patches wanted to do was run a campaign on my Thursday slot. So that campaign is going to potentially end next week. And then they're going to run a poll to basically either let him Zeus something else or have me come back. When I come back, though, I'm completely restarting the PMC campaign. But I'm going to open the door to anyone in my Discord to come in. But instead of doing it an Arsenal-based system for everyone, I'm going to have it be a 2-life operation for every player involved. Same premises of I give contracts out, but I'm going to do it, if anyone remembers Makarov in TSB, he had a system for doing a PMC campaign, but he kept gear based off of the player. So what I'm going to do is have a giant spreadsheet, and every tab is going to have a player and a list of their weaponry, gear, and assets. And then I'm going to have a starter kit, and then people can decide out of the money they receive if they want to pool any funds together to basically increase their starting gear and whatnot. But items and gear are going to be sorted on the individual level. So the only caveat, though, is that is a late night Thursday slot, which I know isn't going to be good for everyone, but at the same time, I don't want more than 30 people playing that up at a time anyway. Like the Star Wars, exactly like House Eden. The exception, though, is I'm not going to individually keep track of their gear. They're literally just going to send me a picture because they use better inventory, which I personally hate, but whatever. They're going to send me a snapshot of all the gear they have, and then that's just a formality. They'll then put that on the spreadsheet, and then the spreadsheet's only going to be given access to people. I'm going to have to code their emails to it as well because I don't want a rando going in there and screwing all that up. And then from there, they'll be editing their own stuff, but there'll be a reference to everything they send me. And if I notice there's a weird formality about it, then I'll just, take that away. But it's going to be a bit of a trust thing. And usually they go well until someone breaks the trust. But I'm just going to say, hey, if you break my trust, I'm just going to forbid you from playing. So it should be fine. But anyway, we got Blue 4 and Op 4 starting to engage each other here. I'm going to now focus on the round, so if we have anything else, we'll keep it till the beginning of next round. So hold your questions till then. So Pepega was coming up on the flank there, taking fire from Scandi Recon. Of course, these two groups are coming up to cancel each other out. But we have Op4 now charging the forest over here. However, getting a lot of wounded as they come up. So it appears Blue 4 has sent a group out into this barn area to hold out. This is Scandi Recon. Scandi is really, really good at flanking maneuvers. However, when they end up against the entirety of the main force, that's usually what overwhelms and takes them out. But we might see them on a good day where they're able to get quite a few kills before they're forced to pull back. So we need to see this far right flank pull in here. They're trying to trigger some explosive traps. It's a little too early, though, as Op4 is putting pretty much 3/4 of their element down this way. We got a far left flanking group, that is Pepega, and we have a far right flanking group. That's actually the Delta machine gunners doing some overwatch here. But Scandi, they gotta play a little more defensively because they should notice that they're possibly taking the entire main group here. So Puma thought Kabubi was gonna fold in and take shots on him, but that was not the case. We got some Blue 4 overwatch on the rooftops here, but we see them vaulting over the walls trying to get out of here. Skull counts here, we've lost Steve, and we've gotten multiple kills here, actually up to 7 on Op4. So an early attrition battle is great for Blue 4, but now they need to have the intelligence here to potentially pull back, leave some explosive traps, trigger them later, because now they're just going to get overwhelmed as the main force starts coming in. But doing a fighting retreat to inflict some more casualties, pop your smoke grenades and pull back is not a bad call. So far, so good. Axel, okay, again, I'll speak about that stuff later. I'll speak about it again later. Kiss Maki, I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, you were one of the 7 that went down. I'm actually 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's grown to 8 now. And Blue 4, I think, have still only lost Steve. Now, that's Steve, not DD Steve. I think DD Steve is the Steve. This guy, for example, he's getting knocked out, too, so... I forget which Steve Sparkle always wants me to watch, but... kinda creepy, if you ask me. That's what happens when you volunteer as point? Yeah, right? Oh, Senpai, nothing much other than the initial strike. Nothing out of the ordinary, though. Scandi just did a great job giving a black eye and then pulling back. With only 1 casualty for 8. I mean, that's... I want to say that's pretty much nullified Op4's number advantage. What is Blue 4 doing all the way out here with Charlie, though? They're just scanning around. I guess they'll come in to reinforce later, but that's a bit of a waste of manpower. I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to basically flank around to find more Op4, but that's a bit of a waste considering how small this AO was. It was within 1 kilometer, so Op4... If Pierce was commanding, I would get this play, but Pierce is not doing any weird command plays, so countering... There's no need to counter any weird command plays. Now, I do like what we're seeing right now. We got Delta on Overwatch for Op4. We got Alpha and Bravo pushing in right here. Charlie with Pepega is doing a wide flank around to try to open up a different angle to force any outside elements to fold in on the AO to relieve any groups. But even though Pepega and Scandi are the fastest groups out there, it's still, by the time this fight finishes, Blue 4 might pull in completely, thus nullifying that flanking play entirely. Because Op4 is starting to bang right on the door of this objective here. Yeah, I would say Scandi performs hit and runs really well as long as they have a planned exit strategy. When they don't have an exit strategy and they run right on top of the whole force, that's when they suffer. Dream, I think, actually got a knockout on Puma up there. But we just need to see that attrition continue. Puma gets double tapped. Yeah, Dream got a kill. Good for him. I think that's only the... okay, Wheaton also died in the pullback. Alpha 2 doesn't have any coverage or overwatch here, so they're on their own, so I gotta be a bit careful. Item, is Charlie 1 coming around to do a rear flank on Delta? That would be pretty awesome, but also super risky. But I get why they would pull something like that. So you got Finn here trying to pick people off as they lean their heads out. You can see the shots are kicking up dust right there. He's just unable to line up the shot. Another explosive trap goes off. I don't see any Op 4 bodies though, but I do appreciate Scandia Recon's thinking they should have rigged the barns though. Now you got Op 4 charging right here. You got two Blue 4 guys.
Yeah, on the entire.
Kind of watch the movement.
Two squads just moved up. Hey.
They are in, Patriot is in grenade range, but these guys are immediately running, so Blue 4 knows that this attack is coming along the flank. Op 4 is going to develop to hitting this side. What I'm worried about is Delta's not going to be in any good position to properly give Overwatch support, so we might see them fold in later. Charlie 1's still coming in along the rear, and imagine the other groups of Charlie are either going to fold in for more rear attacks, or they're going to just come in and reinforce the main line. What I am worried about, though, is this group of Op 4 heading further down, bypassing the main Blue 4 defense line, and they're just going to encircle and eliminate Blue 4. We got this really nice close fight right here. Blue 4 doing their best to repel any Op 4 that come in right here. They got to be a little cautious to the northwest over that machine gun fire coming in. Roofy charging Reaper. Reaper's gonna spot Roofy. Wow. Roofy just runs a circle around him. We got a bit of a lull now. Roofy trying to get on a flanking spot on Alexander here. We got Op 4 doing another push. We see that new formed battle line here. Charlie 2 trying to come along the rear. Charlie 1 completely out of position. Are these the OFCRA guys? Yep. OFCRA pacing in FNF op is never going to go well, because OFCRA you have 90 minutes, FNF you got 50, and when you have really fast-moving elements like this, I don't think Charlie's going to be in any position to do any proper assistance here, so that's leaving a big chunk of Blue 4's player base high and dry here. We could see them, at their snail's pace, get in maybe after Op 4 get their foot in the door and are going for the second catch. We see explosives going off right here. Again, a little on the early side. The pacing for Scandia to use their explosive traps has just been a little too on the early side there, so hopefully they'll adjust for later. We got some random GLs going in. Blue 4 have further folded back. Now they're going to hold a tight defensive line around that first cache. Op 4 getting in. Looks like these two Blue 4 guys opened up, and they're actually going to be stalling this Op 4 push around. And with that stall, we might actually see Blue 4 get in line. But again, they've got a long ways to go, and at this range, they're probably going to go in and alleviate the actual AO here. And then Charlie 2 coming in to flank this Op 4 group as they go back, so that's all just a distraction. So by the pulling of this southern flank, we might see that these Op 4 guys get either chewed up or at least distracted, so that this other half of Op 4 pushes in. So good pacing for Charlie 2, not the best pacing for Charlie 1. Got some GLs going off, knocking Op 4 out as they move in. More explosive traps going up on the ridge. Again, they've been good in terms of placement, just a little bit early time. That one a little out of position, though, because Op 4 transitioned to coming in because they had a flanking team already secure that area. Blue 4 knew about it, but it might have been too little too late before those explosive traps were placed. Steve coming up. Does Nemesis hear him? Nemesis might have seen him. He folds back. Steve taking this incredibly cautiously. Oh, Scandia not covering the rear, but Steve decides not to peer out. As he now pushes in, you got this group of Scandia down here, holding defensive. We got some grenades being thrown down in a panic. Nemesis spots well. We got some Overwatch fire from Delta coming up to Finn. All of those shots are dodging Finn, though. As I say it, I cast a curse him. Whoops. Well, I mean, it was eventually one of those shots would have hit him, right? What's that? Oh, gosh, grenade goes in. Major Con, I guess, clearing that little area out. What a keyhole, though, by Delta to hit him through the trees, but eventually hit him with that shot. Now you got Charlie 2 coming on the flank. Looks like those two Blue 4 guys died. And now Charlie 2 is getting a similar treatment here as they're just getting overwhelmed by this Op 4 element here. But again, it's dividing Op 4 enough so that we only have this group of Op 4 pushing in. It's a small enough group that Scandy can easily dominate it. And then you got Delta out here isolated. This group probably going to kill all of Charlie 2. As I said that they do kill all of Charlie 2, but this is giving Charlie 1 enough time to actually get into the AO and find more piecemeal elements to trade with, as Scandy is at least going to evenly trade with this group. I think this is going to be a solid Blue 4 victory here. It's just been great work for Blue 4. Little slow in some spots, but Op 4 just got too miscoordinated, and Blue 4 was able to basically spring their traps and get forces on every angle they needed to, and it's looking good. But again, this was mainly a spearhead by Scandy Recon. Looking at Pepega, a lot of casualties happened with Pepega in this initial push over here and back there, so that just shows that Scandy won the fight there, and a lot of it. But Solaris, I hope I pronounced that right. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, my friend, and I do hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. You got some Op 4 guys looting Blue 4 weaponry. The 249, I'd say, is the best weapon to have in a round like this. He's shooting down at this garrison with the open doorway. It's a really nice angle he's got.
Always good to see your streams.
Zavik, thanks to a 28-month resub. Borowski, I hope you keep enjoying the operations as well, and I do hope you're getting a nice kick out of this round 1. Naps is trying to get a pick off there. Yeah, almost everyone getting a kill. Azariah on 2 before he died. Not a bad start. Roofy got 4 before he died, so a good mix of kills right there. But that's not all of them. Other Blue 4 elements playing defense have definitely gotten some as well. But look at this. So we got this element coming along the rear. They're of course they've run into Pierce. Pierce pops a GL and manages to get a kill on Pogo before he dies down, so that's good. Tilsitter with a 240, mows one guy down, looking around, takes a headshot before he also knocks ID out. But Blue 4 sending a counterattack group, Cameron. Oh, the grenade was a little too far. That second one would have gotten him, though. Multiple 240 gunners going down here. Now you got Delta also coming in. I'm going to be honest, if Op 4 actually coordinates this attack, these guys going for the second cache, Delta comes in to reinforce this group, we could still see Op 4 bounce back, but I think Blue 4 with Charlie is going to have them come in, sandwich this group, then they're going to turn and either push to engage Op 4 Charlie or Op 4 Delta, and then just, you know, defeat Op 4 in detail here. You got this Hunt IR round right over. It'd be really funny if whoever had that camera would then throw it overhead and get a great grenade throw. But these are Hunt IR rounds, basically little parachutes that show everything. Norris coming up on the rear, getting some great knockouts. There's a grenade, went to the worst possible spot though. Most of its fragmentation is going to get absorbed, and now we've got Op 4 firing up at Nemesis' position. He quickly gets down. Mark gets knocked out by some elements of Charlie here. Smoke grenade thrown up, and that group is mostly taken out as we have Delta coming to reinforce. So again, Blue 4 is just going to be able to turn and engage at this point. What I'm a little worried about is the Charlie versus Delta, excuse me, Bravo situation back here. But again, I think at this rate, Blue 4 is going to be able to sweep back. Because again, Blue 4 only needs to hold one of these caches. They've got a solid defensive line on both. However, we have Arma Jesus. He is a demo specialist. He might be able to look in and see that cache right there. The question is, can he shoot this window out and throw something in there? He's checking above, but he could actually snipe that cache. He spots Nemesis. And he gets Nemesis on the last bullet.
Contact.
Puma's holding through this little slit in the windows. That's a great spot. And Arma Jesus got knocked out. I don't know from what angle. Ah, from Charlie coming in, because the windows are shot out, which means the bullets had to have also impacted those windows. Could still wake back up, though. An explosive satchel went off and killed multiple. I think that was Major Khan. He doesn't get any kills credited, but I think he threw something out there, and that killed a majority of Delta. So now Delta's pretty much wiped. So now the main fight's going to be back here, as we just have a cleanup going on right there. Blue Force still needs to get their Charlie element in, but it's not a lot of guys remaining. Swola tries to hold the grenade fragmentation. He gets away from in time. Going around 2. All right, he's good. Arma Jesus trying to find an angle to climb down. Charlie didn't double tap him, though. Crazy here. This is a... Oh, my God. No. Oh, it's funny. He's trying to go like, wait a minute. No, you weren't supposed to do that. You're supposed to stay in my kill line. Sir, come back here. Yeah, Kevin right there. Op4 don't notice him. Ya boy noticed him. Crazy, is he gonna get that? Oh, he's trying. Oh, there it is. He finally gets him. Grenades thrown into here. And that gets a double kill. Ooh. I'm hearing some mines going off as well. Your boy gets knocked out by Rodrig. I love this spot. It's one of the cheekiest spots in the game. Grenade, I was gonna say, might roll out and get epic. We got Cullen on the rear. Blue 4 down to 2, 4, 6 guys remaining. A 25-minute round this is going to end up being, because I don't see this going past 5 minutes. Arma Jesus ended up getting killed up here because he didn't go down the ladder. Tim Kappa trying to fold in. NASA plane point security. And I'm going to be honest, just Op4 losing 8 people in the beginning and then getting separated, so only a third of their force went in to do the main attack as the other 2/3 were on 2 different angles coming in. Op4 really just defeated themselves in detail there with miscoordination, and Blue 4 was able to bring in some outside groups I was a little worried about. I love this game. Oh my God, a double headshot trade. Literally their weapons are right next to each other too. Oh, that's funny. That's all Op4 needs to do though, is trade evenly. Op4 down to 4 players now. But, I mean, with Blue 4, how many do we have remaining? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, Op4 losing 8 in the beginning and only killing 1 Blue 4 guy, and then that explosive, I think Major Khan threw, that killed at least 3 or 4 guys in Delta right here. I mean, just look at all the bodies.
Yeah, I'm good.
That's, those 2 events kind of turned the tide on the number advantage Op4 had and just gave it to Blue 4 at that point. Hold on. One second. I'll finish that after the round ends. I got Musko, who's Karma Cuts 2 IC, just asking me what the game plan is for tomorrow, so I'm gonna give him the simple rundown. It was Blue 4 bias to the mission maker. Ah, yes, of course. But I love how we have this eerie lull here, as now Delta's refusing to push in. And you got this one guy, Tim Kappa, who, he's just looting bodies here. He's got an RPG, he's got a GP25, he's giving himself every tool he can to do this mission. So I appreciate that. Yeah, exactly, Yanni. That's what I was talking about earlier. Sometimes Scandy does a great job with it. Sometimes they get completely overwhelmed. NASA spots Tim. I think he fired at his RPG, actually. Oh! NASA just did him dirty. Well, at least he's next to the trash. Whew. Now it's up to these 3 Op 4 guys that are just staying on this position. So I think that was Scalman trying to get some shots on Major Khan. They're calling that out now. Major Khan gets the return shot before Scaling can get the angle, and now Op 4's down to 2. It's 2v, I think, 12 still. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, no, 11. But that's a tall order. I'm going to be honest, Op 4's playing too defensively here. You got Alexandru running out of the AO now. Rund pushing in, so these two aren't coordinating at this point. Hey, righto, Eric. But yeah, no, Blue 4 did some pretty heavy maneuvering all across this op. Oh, that grenade! Ha!
Someone loot drones up.
It just rolled just enough behind the trench to get him. NASA's now coming up. Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we? That grenade's gonna get him. Yep. Now it's just up to Alex. He, I think, tried to fire at someone making that angle. NASA might come in after he heard that gunshot. Alex might spot NASA. No, he did spot NASA. Grenade goes wide, but actually bounces in the right spot. And there it is. That's GG. Unless I missed an Op 4 guy, I don't see any. And the battle for Missouri is over because that's what this damn thing looks like. Anyway. GG for round 1. Let's get into round 2. Only through an hour. So at this rate, we might be able to cover that magical 4th round tonight, but we'll see how things go. All right. GG all around. I'm going to wait till I push into the next mission and then start doing my write-ups here. And now we wait patiently. But I hope you all enjoyed that operation. Let's see what I need to do. This is the only ones where I do run a few ads between rounds just so I can have some time to set up things. So the new map, let's have a look. We're waiting. What's it gonna be? It's gonna be Dingor. All right. Funny enough, the SCP complex op on Sunday is going to be on Dingor as well. But let's go ahead and pull up our mission. This is round 2. Rounds today. And I'll write in the mission that there might be a 4th as well. So, round 2, what do we got here? Another destroy objective. 4 is attacking. 3 blue 4. 2 destroy. Op 4 has an 8% numbers advantage. Okay. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. 4 BTR 40s with DSHKs, 2 BTR 80As, and 4 GAZ VOD nicks. Wow. Blue 4 has 2 LAV 25s. Three armed Humvees and 3 M2M 1025A. I'm pretty sure these are all Humvees. That might be MRAPs as well. That's a lot of assets. Oh boy. Yeah, I hope Iander gets the mat weapon, because he's definitely gonna want that. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Alright, I'm also gonna need to tab out. I'll pay out the prediction in a second. But it's 4 o'clock. I need to do some slotting for some stuff here. So, Blue 4 defending won that. Wow, 2/3 predicted right. Crazy how that works. Alright, I now need to go into... One second. Collab room. Benghazi roster. 4 o'clock. Alright, DSS team lead. DSS member. Op 4 marksman. So I'm doing slotting for the Benghazi roster, which is in my collab channel on my Discord. This is for the actors. Looks like we're only gonna have a handful of PvPers here. That should be everything covered. Yeah, so of course, the only 3 opt for are the marksman slots, which are getting a bolt-action rifle that has a pretty shitty scope, and that's not going to be usable at night, but... Oh well, I told them what they were getting. Chuckleheads. And the slotting thing in the MCO. Let me go take care of that. Alright. Alright, cool. That's all of that taken care of. Let me now get rid of that. Oh, and I know for a fact not a lot of people are going to want to play Op 4 after what happened last week, even though I warned everyone. But, you know, some people don't like to listen. But that's A-okay. I thought, though, by giving them a faction that they could actually go in and murder, they'd want to come back in. But, hey, c'est la vie. I'm just here to make a blue 4 op primarily anyway. All right, now we got some time here as they're doing some slotting. Now we're up to about 110. Let me go ahead and update the title here. And hopefully we'll get into round 2 quick and wickety split. Though with this many vehicles, I doubt it. It's a lot of vehicle crews to coordinate, you know? But we'll see how all of that goes. Nonetheless, hope you're all having a wonderful Friday. And again, we got rounds 2 and 3, maybe a 4th round. Unlikely, though, because, again, I got to be off of this in about 2 hours, 45 minutes to go shower for a dinner reservation. And if dinner wraps up, I think the thing with VIX is at 8:30. But, again, I'm not going to rush it. I'm just going to take my time. If we happen to, you know, get back in time to run that up, I'll play that up down with her, because that's our, you know, chill time together. And I need to make a VIX compilation as well for YouTube, because I have enough footage for that. But yeah, again, we'll get there when we get there. If not, again, we got plenty of stuff on Saturday and Sunday. I don't know when I'm gonna fit DayZ on Sunday because of all the other stuff we're doing, but I'll figure something out. Maybe for a few hours before SOG Prairie Fire, but we'll see. But with all this streaming, the VOD channel especially is front-logged to high hell, so we'll just have to see how that goes. But how are you all doing? I'm debating. We'll keep Covenant Dance going for a little bit of variation here. Good old, that is the MCO op. I mentioned Digby's name. Digby's not a part of it. Let me clarify that real quick. The MCO concept is a mission that he ran for the SOG Prairie Fire CDLC group. And I played it, and I ended up leaving early because I thought it was But I'm taking his start of it, and I'm basically running my version of it, which is going to be a lot more intense. Because that one was very slow-paced with just a bunch of, oh, you're here, and oh, you're now magically dead through a headshot. So I'm like, that's not the Liru way. So I'm doing it the Liru way. Oh, I know, Yanni. I talk with quite a few people, which is why normally I wouldn't take someone's work and then give my own version of it, but all the feedback I heard from it, especially with the people that stayed, it's like, I don't mean to sound standoffish, but it's like, I can do better. I feel like I can do it justice, so I'm going to do it justice. But, yeah, whatever. You know, I just work with what I can. No hate to Digby. I love the guy. He's taught me a lot in terms of mission dev. Now, for all my major events, I try to have a video now in honor of him, because I think it's a really cool way to get people briefed. But that one, I mean, I've had duds too. And I hope if anyone goes through my duds and has the capability to, like, say, hey, this was shit, and then run it better, I'd love to play it on the ground to see what they do better so that I can do better in the future. But that's just my philosophy on the matter. But that op is going to be tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I still have a few open slots on my Discord if people want to play it. All you have to do is do !Discord. Once you're in that Discord, grab an ARMA tag in the hottest LZ, scroll down to MCO, read through everything. It's a small mod set. You just need the SOG Prairie Fire CDLC, not the compatibility files, because we're using the bra, which is in that CDLC map. And, yeah, you can take any of the open slots. Oh, my God. Wait, why is it too far? All right, we're on the map now. I'm loving these custom AOs, though. But, again, that's, yeah, we just have a few open slots, and then after that mission runs, I gotta restructure a little bit of MCO. I gotta kick out some groups that aren't active anymore, and I know I have 2 groups that want to get in. And then a few people from COG are also going, hey, you know, what's this about? So we'll be getting more people in as well. And if MCO... So here's the thing with MCO as well. I'm keeping it to 60 players for now, but if I get a massive spike in interest, what I can do is Karma a while ago offered me a large server and just said I needed to advertise for it. And I had to look under my contracting with Havoc hosting, and it doesn't say anything about I can have multiple servers, so I can just have that as a game server, and I think that would be beneficial for him if we just had like a major event server for running stuff and then, you know, provide with his server company. So if MCO grows well past 60 and I need to start doing 100 player ops, I can, but that also does limit a bit what we can do. But again, I can vary it MCO to MCO, but the option to grow it to 100 people is there, and I don't mind doing it. 100 player ops. It's a little more difficult in the Zeus side, but doable. When do I do SCP events? So SCP, the reason we're doing SCP events right now is in my Discord, people can vote for whatever concepts they want to play. So till the end of this month, we have 2 more SCP ops, a second SCP facility that's going to be run on Sunday at 6 p.m. again. Anyone can join that one. And then on Wednesday, there will be another SCP op. And then they voted for next month an SCP 5000 series, which is going to be 4 more SCP ops. However, one's going to be recycling one of those underground compounds, but making it more dilapidated, because SCP-5000 is a suit, but basically it talks about how it was the SCP Foundation versus the world. One is going to be a presidential bunker, which is in the works right now. It's really cool. I'm leaking pictures of my sneak peek channel, which you can only access through Patreon. And then 2 ops are going to be a 2-part series of you just surviving, like, basically a horror 2-parter, which will be run more towards the end of the month. If I have a moderator, can they ban Zam for another 10 minutes? I'd appreciate it. But otherwise, now that we're starting this mission again, I'm going to go ahead and focus on it. So, as you can see, we have a very nice platoon breakdown here of everything. But again, when the round ends, I'll talk more about my own stuff. But regardless, briefing for this. Notes, hidden safe zones. Both sides have a singular safe zone of similar size. Interesting. So both sides don't know where each other spawn. Awesome. All right. Game mode here, it's going to be another cache destruction, 3 different caches to destroy. Attackers have to destroy all of them before the time limit of 50 minutes ends. Defenders have to at least defend 1 cache before the time limit ends. Otherwise, mission variables, 1,500 meters of render distance on Dingor. That's going to be really, really nice for the overwatching vehicles, the BTR-80s. 80 Alphas, excuse me, on Op 4 and the LAV-25s on Blue 4. Otherwise, defender points is going to be 200. All right, so 50 above the normal one. Actually, no, 75 over the normal 125. My bad. No magnified optics nor NVG equipment. Medium anti-tanks is going to be both sides get an RPG-32 and 2 rounds per player. We're going to see Iander on one side, which is going to be funny. But anyway, before I go ahead anymore, let me put up the next prediction here. I think this is once again going to be... Let me just verify real quick, but I think it's Op 4 attacking, Blue 4 defending. Yep, all right, cool. And let me go ahead and put that prediction up. Awesome. So you guys can bet. Again, I'd say hold your bets to the end. Killing out, I appreciate it. Otherwise, Blue 4's assets are going to be Bakken Duck Hunter camouflage. So one of their, not sci-fi, but fiction kits, I'm going to say. So they've got AKMs and M16A3s, Colt carbines, and then PMs for their handguns. Light machine gunners get the RPK-74. Medium machine gunners and Delta are going to get the PKP. Light anti-tank's going to be the M136 single-shot AT weapon. Crew and aviation get the choice of a Colt carbine or a PP-2000. Nothing on crew served weapons. They get 2 LAV-25s with autocannon. And 69 rounds per autocannon and 1,200 rounds for a M240 coax. 2 transport trucks. 3 M2 Humvees, 2 up-armored M240 Humvees, and a single up-armored M2 Humvee. And again, those M2 rounds can penetrate into any of the vehicles here, so there's, you know, additional anti-tank solutions within that. Op 4 loadouts are going to be your Vietnamese Army camouflage kits. Interesting. Weaponry is going to be AK-47s or AKS-74s, PM handguns for their secondary, RPKs for the Alpha Bravo Charlie auto riflemen, PKPs for the Delta medium machine gunners, RPG-7s for the light anti-tank, which are reloadable, and then crew and aviation get the choice of a PPSH or an AKS. That's pretty funny. Nothing on crew served weapons. They get 2 BTR-80 Alphas, which have 74 rounds of AP, and 983, so a little more AP, but only about little over 3/4, excuse me, of the rounds for the PKT. They get 4 KMS transport trucks, 4 Hilux transport cars, each can carry 8 people, 4 BTR 40s with Dishkas, 450 rounds total, 50 times 9 for the mags, and then 4 dual PKT gas Vodniks, which have 600 rounds per gun. But that gun, you have no ability to turn in or out, and you are literally just a static model on there. It's really easy to get headshotted off of that. Otherwise, start with Op 4. Pierce is commanding. Oh boy. Stripes going to be leading Alpha. Mike, Misfit, Nolovich, Otovisky, Tomer, Pyros, and Snotchbear under him. Alpha 2 also has Meerkat Kissing. They're probably going to join under Stripes. Bravo has Woodbury leading with Solomons as the marksman. Marksman rifle for Route 4 is going to be the SVD. I'd imagine Blue 4 is going to have the same one, but we'll check in a second. Mackenzie's going to be the medic. ID leading Bravo 1 with Jamal, Epic Warrior, Goblin, Baller Deluxe, Tim Kappa, and your boy. Bravo 2 has Crazy, Cameron, and Gogu under him. NASA leading Charlie with Zixmi as the 2IC with the GP25 system. Depso as the marksman. Pogo as the medic. Bluck leading Charlie 1 with Kermit. Lee Jones, Vagrant, Rowan, and Rapanazor. That's it. John Stupendous leading Delta with King as the 2IC, but he gets a PPSH. Interesting. And then Hunt going to be the medic. So Papega Pirates on Op 4. Arma Jesus leading Delta with Michael, Zoni, Jabi, and Korvac under him. Bean leading Bravo, Delta 2 with Meaty Mate, Davik, Radium, and Elliot. Kevin leading Echo with Collins and Norris, so that means I think Colin is going to have the AT weapon. Norris is going to be an assistant, so that AT team is going to have 4 rounds of AT per the group, unless they get the fourth guy in there, which is going to give them 2 additional rounds with that second assistant slot. Gamma 1 is going to be Kabubi Face, Steve, and Mark. Gamma means vehicle crew, so that's one of the BTR 80 Alpha crews, and then Bay and Flux and Guy Fieri leading the other vehicle crew. They're usually a very, very good vehicle crew when you have Bay tied with Papega Pirates members. Otherwise, Kiri is going to be commanding Blue 4. Malon's going to be the 2IC. Dream going to be the 3IC. Night Owl leading Alpha 1 with Goomba as the 2IC. Excuse me, not 2IC. The Marksman. Marksman Rifle is going to be an SVD. Renly going to be leading Alpha 1 with Eloy, Josman, Ali Poos, and Puma. Naf's leading Bravo, so Scandy Recon on Blue 4 with Hullis as the marksman. Dobbs as, I think that's going to be the medic because I don't see a grenade launcher system under that weapon. Muniz leading Alpha 1 with Nemesis Gavian and Ruby. Andrew leading Bravo 2 with Ilya Warkus and Jeckler. Rund leading Charlie with Oltav as the marksman and Huel as the medic. Rubanino as the machine gunner leading Charlie 1 with Scalman, Alexanderu, Bestifar, and Silberg. Excuse me. Swola leading Delta with Banks as the... No, Swola has to be the medic because Banks has the leadership symbol on him, so Banks is the leader. Wheaton is the 2IC because he has the GP25 system into the slash in his name. Major Khan leading Delta... No, it has to be Ash because he has a slash in his name. Major Khan is a machine gunner, so he's one of the Delta machine gunners. Tacklebearer is the other one, so Harana and Eric are the assistants with extra machine gunner ammo. Lurch leading Delta 2 with Warlords, Morgan, Emery, and Oddball. Emery and Warlords being the machine gunners, Morgan and Oddball being the assistants. Echo has Puma leading the group. I don't even have to tell you out of these 3 who has the medium anti-tank weapon. You see the symbol, but it's the GOAT of AT, Iander. Now, this man, with this 500-meter ranged RPG, you can see it has the 5 there. That means its maximum range is 500 meters. This guy made a 1,240-meter shot 2 weeks ago. So, this guy can hit, and he can hit far. So we'll have to see if there's any amazing AT shots tonight. Otherwise, Azariah and Flying Finn being his assistants. Lolo and Sam taking 1 vehicle crew. Alexander Patriot, Reapers, and Sandy taking the other vehicle crew. I'm going to be honest, this is going to be a very vehicle-focused round. If I had to put a bet down, I'd put it on Blue 4. Why? Because you have the GOATs. Because in the round after he made that 1,240-meter shot, he also destroyed, in the second round, a CH-53 while it was flying. 2 M2 Humvees, an MRAP, and then he also shot rounds at infantry and killed them for the lulz because he had extra ammo, and by then he literally killed every enemy vehicle that was in the fight. And his side one. So, bet on who you want. But whenever we have a vehicle-focused round and we see the AT GOAT on one side, I give it to the AT GOAT. But we could see an upset. I could be wrong. Anyway, the caches are in these 3 village areas. I remember I did a pretty cool 506 stop in this AO I think it was 2 months ago, but it was pretty nice. They basically came in from the top side, cleared out all this territory. They were looking for an IED facility and they blew it up, which is quite nice. So these AOs, they don't have a lot of cover, but there's a lot of open ground in Overwatch, so I'm going to be honest, it's really going to rely on the LAV or the BTR-80s to support the infantry to really just snipe out anything that comes in. Blue 4, they've got really nice defensive lines to make. They're surrounded by water, but the LAVs and the BTR-80s are amphibious, so they can do river crossings if they want on this very large AO. So you could see Op4 do a massive flank round, and it is Pierce commanding, so you could very well see him do a Pierce play, which, you know, just involves doing a really zany and wacky plan, and hey, sometimes it works out, and sometimes it completely blows up in his face, so we'll have to see. But Iander has this really nice overwatch point right here where he's going to pretty much be able to see everything on the map because it's a 1.5 kilometers of render distance, which puts him literally to this line. Anything a little past this line, it's a little more like right here, actually. He's able to see. So he's actually able to see some of Op4 spawn, too, from that position. So, yeah. Iander's going to get headshotted within the first minute because of Casterkers. Hey, maybe the BTR-80 Alpha snipes him with an AP round. You never know. So we'll just have to see how all this goes. All right. I got 5 minutes before the next round goes, so if anyone has any random questions, comments, concerns, now is the time to ask before we start the round officially. Otherwise, I think I'm out of talking points. Only additional one I can think of is there is going to be a KillCog event next Saturday. However, I'm going to be at Otakon, which is an anime convention based in Washington, D.C. for that entire Saturday, so I'm probably going to be unable to cover it. So that's just going to turn into an off day for me. I don't think I'm going to be doing any streaming that day because I'm probably going to go early with Bloodwing and be spending the entire day there. Otherwise, we'll... just trying to think. I already said the other SCP op, the tunnel one, is going to be on Wednesday. And then we've got some more SCP ops that we're working on. But right now, we've really just been focusing on getting Checkpoint RP done. The map is done on Valkyrie's end. I now need to go in, put the kits, finalize the roles, and put that all out. I have a roster done, but I'm going to add to it. I'm hoping to have all that documentation done by Sunday, and then a date picked by Wednesday and everything released. Killing Out, you can untime out him in another 8 minutes. I feel like having 8 minutes apiece. That should be nice. But it's going to be definitely after the 5th of August, so probably the next weekend after the 5th. So I guess the 12th, maybe? Somewhere on that weekend, I'll book one of those Saturdays out, and then the last weekend of August, we'll go for another official SOG op. And then we'll go from there. But I guess in terms of long-term plans, that's it. Next month, we have the Zeus program starting its first iteration, so the first Wednesday is going to be a joint BT op. And on that note, I think I'm only going to Zeus once a month for BT now on the first Wednesday, but I'm going to keep my Sundays open just because I need to... I'm going to just focus on quality. I was thinking about doing 3 a month, but after the latest op and the changes they want me to make and to have op boards and all this other stuff organized, I'm just going to focus on doing once a month with them. Just cuz. But that also means that, I don't have to have Lingor ready till, what? November now, and then once we have Lingor done, we won't really need to do anything for a long while. So that's all good. Lingor is a project we're working on the back burner of replacing every building on that map with 40k equivalents, which, I mean, Dingor is almost the same as Lingor, so all these buildings, imagine them having a 40k equivalent. Funny enough, actually, this whole section of the map is done, and then half of that town's done, but that's all we've done because I've had Valk working on other projects, but that'll shift out soon. But anyway, back to the previous thing I was talking about, the Zeus program. The 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Wednesdays are going to be done by the Zeuses. Now, I completely forgot I'm on my vacation on August, so I might have to move that last Wednesday around, but we'll see. I need to actually physically look at my schedule and get all that planned, so we'll see how things go. Killing Gao, can you time out Zam for 8 minutes? I thought he was going to be timed out for another 8 minutes, but whatever. He goes back to jail. Someone's placing an insane amount of bets here. It's about to rotate in. 324 to 17. Usually I see bets on both sides in the hundreds, but I guess if you want free money, might as well put a little bit on Op4 just to see if you win big, because, you know, 5K versus 300K, that's some pretty good odds. All right, 1 minute remaining. That's all I can think of. But again, just a lot of work, a lot of Zeusing, but yeah. I think for the next town hall meeting we do, which next week I'll put a vote out for the Saturday or the Sunday of the first weekend of August. I think I also will put a system out of things that people can do to also help me out. Just with some minor stuff, because what I'm really just trying to do for August especially is help with some outsourcing to get everything done early, and then just double down on video editing, because again, I started last week, the beginning of last week, mind you, with 166 videos, and then every stream I do adds a video to that, and I've been combing through my entire footage backlog and editing all the PvP videos out and putting them on the Shenanigans channel to front log that first. We've gone from 166 to 135 of just editing out the PvP videos I never got done, and then some older like mission dev stuff that I don't need to edit that can just be deleted and whatnot immediately. So again, looking good for that. But otherwise, round has begun. Op4 going for a massive flank around on the far side. Definitely sticking with their vehicles, so we'll see how this goes. Oh, I'm sorry, Roderick. You can always take a spectator slot because you should still be on the multi if I recall correctly, but that's fine. All right, Delta going on this Overwatch position here. Echo staying on the far hill. So we're going to see Op4 pretty much deploying down here and then moving in. They're going to be hitting this first cache on this town first, and then basically going to the other two AOs. This open field, though, is going to be a massive kill zone for them, so we'll just have to see how they go. No, I don't, Zam. To be perfectly honest, I think the new editors I have for Armadev are going to be a lot more productive in the long run than the video editors I had. Because the thing with the video editors was they would work for me, Northern Barbarian, and they'd go spread off on their own and do their own stuff. But the mission devs, they're not going to do that. I just have to treat them right, similar to how I wish Luton treated me back in 2016, because I know if I don't treat them right, then they're going to just take my job. Alright, we're hearing some LAV-25 rounds coming in. So they're suppressing these guys from coming up on this hill. Hidden Sith of Armadev.
May or may not be.
Yeah, I think they're just doing this. You also have to remember when you're at super far ranges, the hill doesn't render properly, so you're actually going to see people behind the hill, especially since this is an Arma 2 ported map. So I think they think that they're seeing infantry and trying to engage them, when in reality they're actually in cover. So that's what I think there is here.
Took my head off.
And yeah, with AP rounds, they can penetrate through the buildings and whatnot. We got RPGs going in. I guess they thought they saw something right there, and now you got Op4 trying to advance. What we need to see are the BTR-80 alphas get into position to properly do some Overwatch here. But Blue 4 is just helping to lock this down. I think they're going to keep Echo on this wide flank for Overwatch for a while, but once they realize Op4 is making this push from purely this angle, that's all we're going to get at that point. So a gunner on one of these Vics has died. Probably got sniped off. Hearing some more LAV fire come in with the AP rounds. They got to be a bit frugal with them, though, because they only have up to, 65 or 70, depending on what platform they have. So burning a few early on, just to whiff the shots. I mean, it's better just to use the other thing, but look at this. This shows me they got a thunder run ready to go up the coast. And then we have a truck right here also ready to do a thunder. Oh, no. The one issue is Op4 has escort for it. That's funny. Humvee driving back that I think has the dead 50 cal gunner inside. Horizontal D-Day. All right, so we got Op4 advancing. Blue 4 still have a pretty loose formation around. You got the Hunt-IR round doing a little bit of a jiggle as it goes down. Still got guys up here getting plinked off. I think this is going to be a bit of a slower round. Blue 4 is very spaced out on nice overwatch positions. Op 4 is going to be doing a slow advance. Waiting to see how this plays out. I think Bayan's trying to basically scout this route out. But again, what's going to be really funny is if it just happens to time both of these maneuvers at the same time. Before we're seeing a dismount right here. I wonder if Bay has eyes on that transport truck. Yeah, so both of these guys have the same idea. So they're just watching each other now. That's so funny. So all of them have dismounted now. I'm surprised this vehicle isn't being pushed up to start suppressing them. Oh, that was funny. Yeah, we see Echo moving around, which means Iander's group is moving forward. That hill wouldn't be a bad one to do Overwatch from. You just got a good chunk of low ground right here. That would put him in striking range, though, of everything on Op4 as long as it doesn't have Overwatch. But you gotta wonder, with 6 rockets, what are they gonna be aiming for, you know? All right, vehicle's now pushed up. Infantry have dismounted from the truck because I think they realize there's a BTR down there. So both sides are going to scrap their rush plan on the coast. I really love that both sides thought of that strategy. One was Pepega Pirates and one was Scandia Recon. And they were literally ready to rush each other. But since this is the only rush area you can do it on, that's what they both opted to do. And I just find that hilarious. So Op4, they're going to be popping smokes here. You got some suppression going out. They're going to basically be running to this hill to advance. You just got to hope in their suppression they don't accidentally hit each other in the face. But all right, we got an Op4 charge for ground here. Little bit of Blue 4 Delta out here in the open. We had something fire AT over here. Gonna be honest, I don't know what that was. That might have been an RPG just completely misaligned. But that explosion was just too far aside for anything proper. We have a KIA up here. Oh, I would friendly wiggle too if I saw them with binos and I had binos. We got more suppressive fire coming up to this fortification line up here. I'm a little curious why they've dug fortifications on this route. This just shows me they were thinking that Op4 with a Pierce player was going to go all the way around and then come in, but this is now going to help the enemy if they get up here based off of their attack pattern. Oh, Korvac, did you get sniped from an LAV? I don't even see you on the server right now. Oh, there you are. Yeah, you're the dead guy up here. The mystery has been solved. This is round 2, yes. So Op 4 pushed in. I'm waiting to see if a Blue 4 LAV starts pounding this area. RPG goes in to the building. Okay, so they burned an RPG on a building early on. Weird call, but that's making them all fold back. Oh, now we're seeing the rush. Blue 4's going for it. Because they have an LAV suppressing. Oh my God. BTR is being told to push up. Will the LAV spot it and engage? LAV, I think, sighted it. Both are ranging shots on each other. Who's gonna shoot first? Oh, Nemesis has AT! And he takes out the BTR! Bay gets cut down. That Vic is smoking. The LAV no longer needs to worry about it. And Blue 4 are pushing in such a brutal counterattack here. Grenade goes wide. I cannot believe we just saw Blue... It's worked so well that now Blue 4 is friendly firing their own guys with Delta. I cannot believe this is working. It's a Scandy Recon push with UA reinforcing. So many dead Op 4. But grenades on the coast are starting to get some knockouts with the BTR-80 snipe. So Blue 4 have pushed up on the flank. They've stopped Op 4 from pushing up this flank. Roofy is right up here. He's about to get dropped. This is Op 4's Matt right here, too. Oh my God. Jesus. That was some acrobatics there. Damn. BTR 40 gets cooked off. GL rounds going in, and this attack is still going strong. Op 4 have so many KIA up here compared to Blue 4 only have a handful, but now they got this cover to work with. No support coming in either. Op 4 have been halted right here. Scandy Recon for both rounds have just been on point. You got Misfit coming up. Nemesis with the whip arounds gets the kill. He's got Op 4 trying to reposition here. They folded back even more. I think Blue 4 at this point, they're going to press their luck and continue to try to advance. Blue 4 also had an explosive trap they tried to place right here. Unsure if that got anyone, but it was closely timed. Even the other BTR-80 is now on the coast to stop against the Blue 4 push. It's completely forced Op 4's hand to keep their heavy assets on the rear to cover against this counterattack, allowing Blue 4's LAVs to stay in good positions to hit anything back here, but it looks like Blue 4 is going to go for a pullback here, or a repositioning. Op 4's defending, right? Yeah, you'd think at this rate. That was risky, but it paid off because they had that LAV on Overwatch. Even though I don't think that LAV would have done much if the BTR actually committed and hit the vehicles because of how long it took them to actually get shots on range. So it's tough to say, but I wonder if these guys are going to mount up or they're just using this as cover. As now Op4 is pushing forward to try to figure out where Blue 4 went. But Blue 4, they could come back and attack the tip of the spear for Op4 here in a flanking attack now. I think they're just going to ditch their truck. Yeah, exactly, Rocker. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. That's the crazy thing. And the reason the Overwatch guy ducked is because the LAV got online, and that was the timing for them to then push the vehicle. I can't believe they got away with that. Got some long-range engagements here. One Blue 4 guy is taken out, though, in that. And then we got Charlie on Overwatch for Op4 to try to stop any Blue 4 from pushing in. But I think Blue 4, very risky for them to charge at this angle. But with some well-placed GP25s, that's where they need to strike. We have another guy on the rear. Jeckler gets knocked out. RPG fired, but it's short. And the fact they didn't take their Vic back shows me they're going to try a push right here. Another RPG fired. I think that landed right in front of the Vic. We do have a dead guy right there, though. So Jeckler woke up. He's opting to take the truck back. And now we're going to have another extended firefight here. Hydrate, you primate. Wow. That one's kind of catchy, too. Op4 are folding back from this position. I think they're going to try to develop and push in over here. Maybe try this beach area, but at least it's showing them trying to dynamically change things up. But if we look at the skull counts, they're looking kind of even, to be honest. I think Blue 4 have lost a few guys on Overwatch fighting. Don't get me wrong, they took out quite a good chunk right here. Maybe it's people that also left the server, but hard to say. These guys folding back. It's just, again, going to be a lot of long-range fighting. And Op4, this is probably going to go to time. RPG fired. What were you aiming at? I guess maybe at this Humvee? Because that's just completely missed. Okay. Miss. Quote-unquote Hydra is going to be coming back soon because I have a lot of meat I need to drink. Alright, so Bravo's in these buildings now doing some flanking on the guys up here. I mean, we still got the truck down here ready to pull people back if it's needed, but Blue 4, they just have a solid defensive line. You got the LAV just suppressing up here and trying to stop any angles. Dishka's pushed up. It's trying to engage people in this bunker. But it is unable to score any kills. And the LAV immediately destroys the BTR-40 there. Thought I heard someone just call for command, which meant it was someone trying to organize the groups here, but this firefight's gonna stall out pretty hard. We do have Op4 trying to move in. I hear another RPG fired, and the Humvee dodges. We hype up Ian and his kills get stolen. Ha! He's just been in the back line, dude, chilling. So yeah, 240 Humvee is just trying to suppress everything that comes down. We got some Pepega Pirates players trying to move up the coast here in front of Scandi. But again, Op4 has been pretty much halted. They've pulled most of their forces off this position to try to fold them around on this side. Could get a better... Not really, though. They're going to get stopped right up here because that's all open and these Overwatch positions have good coverage on it. This is just going to turn into a long-range fight for another 10-20 minutes. Op4 is eventually going to have to move into time, and that's when Blue 4 is going to get the final amount of kills. Unless Op4 bounces back and gets a lot of good long-range kills, in which case this round could still go either way, but Blue 4 having both their LAVs compared to Op4 still only having the one, and Op4 still having... What did you do? What did you do? Did you just kamikaze your stuff into each other? I don't know how. That's why I'm asking. I guess, based off the fact that this exploded, I guess the BTR hit it as it was backing up and caused it to cook the BTR off as well. What are these chuckleheads doing? Jeckler's running up. Is he gonna dethrone the king? He dethrones the king! Mike running up. Zoni tries to get Nemesis. Nemesis gets the kill. Grenade rolls down. Jeckler doing great Overwatch. Zoni needs to be double tapped. That grenade rolled down too far, so the deflate cover stopped the shots. Does Zoni wake back up? So, Op4 have lost both of their BTRs, one to stupidity, one to nonsense. And I'm not going to clarify which one was which. It's a marksman rifle. Nemesis ordering his guys to move up the coast now. They're going to do another coastal assault. Muniz finds Zoni's body. Dobbs moving up, maybe to double. Get him, Gabian. He does not. Leaves him to bleed. And that's Bloodwing doing chores in the background. Op4. Oh, she don't wave back. There we go. Hi, boo. All right, looks like they repaired the BTR, but it is damaged. How they did that, I don't know, but it's Steve, so who knows? That's not meant as a derogative to Steve. I'm just saying it was Steve. Anyway, vehicle now pushing up to support. I'm gonna laugh if these guys get the second BTR kill too. I believe Zoni is too injured to wake up, because he should have by now. Yeah, Pierce pushing up as the commander here, and he's about to spot a big chunk of Blue 4 coming in. Oh, we found a body. That's some free loot, right? Rest of Op4 on Overwatch. We got Bravo 1 going all the way in the wide flank with a Vodnik. That has to have a full group of people inside. Yeah, all right, 5. Could be more full, but that's okay.
Just got repaired, let them know.
So they're saying the BTR got repaired, so they knew those smoke billows probably involved the BTR. Nemesis runs out of ammo. Does the runaround, but is unable to complete the loop. Kevin trying to kill. Oh no, the grenade. It follows Kevin. And it gets them both. That's unfortunate. Another grenade goes in. Oh, and the LA. There goes the Humvee. And there goes Piranha. I think that was ground command. It's gonna be up to Andriri. Get that AT out, broski. There goes the Humvee. Norris stopping it. Most of Op 4 killed off. Blue 4 still have 4 guys. BTR driving in the water. It's amphibious. Norris holding him off on his own. That second push has wiped ground command for Op 4. And put pressure on this BTR, making it alone. Except for Norris. This is round 2. So Op 4 did a wide flank around with the Vodnik. Not sure if Blue 4 Command noticed. Oh, they noticed. Humvee just got sniped by AT. Command doing a flanking attack. It's Kiri, but he's skylining. He's running. GL fire coming in. It's going short, though. Tim wakes back up after being knocked out. LAVs are both being tasked to go and assist at ground command's beck and call. Otherwise, how's the fight doing? Still on Overwatch. Norris. Where did Norris go? Did he die? Or did he get in the Vic? There's only a +1 in there. I don't see Norris on the roster. Did he get disconnected? Oh, okay, no, he pulled back. All right. Blue 4 also pulling back as well. I think the callouts for these guys are causing Blue 4 to transition more defensively because they think Op 4 is doing a push on the side. But in reality, this is just going to cause more Blue 4 to pull back to allow Op 4's main push to go forward, but not by much. LAVs are being retasked now. One of the ground commanders has been picked up. The other 2 are still out here. So this is the 2 and 3 I see. The main guy was pulled out. So these 2, I think, are going to run in a 2-man war against the 5 up there. Oh yeah, an absolute massacre.
So let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
Oh, they're stealing the Vodnik. I'm gonna laugh my ass off if they actually get some kills with that Vodnik. Looking back at the group, Blue 4 pulling back. They don't want to risk with that BTR. Vehicles pulling around, they're transitioning over to the side. We see some dead looting by some Op 4 players as they recommit with their force. I feel like numbers-wise, it's actually still a bit even. Blue 4 might have a slight advantage here, but looking at the skull counts and who's left, it could still swing either way. Go ahead, Snow. You do you. Whatever you want with your time. Here we go, the PKT trying to get Tim, and they actually get a kill with the stolen Vodnik. My God. And he was on his own, too. These 4 guys looking around wondering, what was that gunfire? Oh, I'm sure it was just the wind. Got some suppression coming up, but it's not reaching far enough for them to take notice. They do have a light AT guy, but I don't see ammo in his rocket. I think because he already burned it on the Humvee down there. Oh, I think he just reloaded it. Yes, he is. So that is the LAV firing at the infantry in here with its AP ammo. And you can just see the blood right here. They're getting torn apart from so many different positions as they try to make a smoke push. More rounds coming in, knocking Pogo out, getting a double tap. Brutal. PKT firing at infantry up here. Baller running down. They're gonna see Tim Kappa's body. Vic backs away slightly. I don't think they can see this guy's angle. They're looting the body for anything good.
We could, but there's so many hills that I don't think this Vodnik will last.
Okay, yeah. I don't think it's bulletproof, so we can just get...
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, most we can do is just wait. But, yeah, left.
They're waiting him out. Looking back on the main force, we got more forces coming around the right side, more OPFOR pushing, but again, this push, they're stuck there. I think this is going to get stalled out to time because OPFOR doesn't have any conceivable way to actually get in. Malin's pushing up on foot to open up some flanks. Dream is being kept in the Vic. If anything, Malin should be shooting because Dream has the GL. The GL would be a bit more useful on this angle. But yeah, no, these four are just going to pull away. And you've got additional forces now coming around. It's Zixmi and NASA, I believe. So with this entire round more than likely going to time, it means we're going to have less of a likelihood to cover the fourth round, but we gave it our best. Other BTR-80 went up, and both LAVs immediately turned on it and completely unloaded on it. Now they're both saying, yeah, it's dead. And that would be the other BTR utterly destroyed. Now with Blue 4 with both LAVs still in the game, I honestly don't see how OPFOR can win this one. Because the LAVs are just going to be able to turn and engage anything that comes in. Vodnik solo driving as they're trying to locate where OPFOR went. If I honestly, Dream should be going to grab Malin to at least have the gunner, but I think he's just trying to drive up on foot. Malin overwatching him. Nil for ammo. The 2IC only gets smokes. Ooh. I mean, I get it because they buffed grenades, but I guess they nerfed GL capability because people were mad. But I always see people still use GLs and get a kill or two. Because one well-placed GL, man, wipes everything. But same with grenades. Now they're breaching. Bravo 1 still trying to come down along the flank. We got some more of Charlie trying to swim across. They're going to then probably go up the coast, try to get to Blue 4 Charlie's position. AT fired. Just as the truck pulled away, but that would have hit if they didn't move it. Oh, that's funny. Literally sixth sensed that.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh my god. I think the GL just, yeah. You can see where he put one GL down and got 3 kills. Amazing. And now it's only your boy in there. He ranged it with a flare and then took him out. That's funny as hell.
No, I'm out.
I'm good.
Get the Vodnik and run his ass down. Alright, Charlie 1's pushed. Charlie's pushing behind. AT going up to the LAVs. Looks like it was a miss. I don't see any impact spot either, and the engine's still kicking. They're just driving right in there. I mean, I get why they did it, because there's not really any other option they can do, but damn. I'm surprised the LAVs didn't snipe it immediately. You got Norris charging up here. It's a stealth Vodnik. You might actually get to one of the cache sites and blow it up. That's what Op4 wanted to do this entire round, but Blue 4 only now is stretched thin enough to actually get a force behind. You got more Op4 now coming up to this hill. Command's taking the Vodnik again. Vagrant can hear it. He's got a GP25 system. And Tilsitter's just, I think, triple time running in. This is only going to force Bravo to play defensively on the caches exactly, so... I'm not sure if Norris... He could probably mag dump the cache and get it. Oh, he does have the RPG, though. And an RPK. Yes. So yeah, these guys have to hear it. So it might be hard over the other gunfire. There's objective 3 destroyed. Great grenade throw. You gotta love those random grenades that manage to get a kill. Or even a knockout. Oh god, now the LAVs are bullying him. Norris gets knocked out, slides under the Vic. I'm surprised we're not seeing any AP rounds firing, but they might be out of ammo for the AP. Norris wakes back up. Oh, Puma. Malin and Dream save Iander from getting shot. Oh no. Duh, done. Duh, done. Yeah, the LAV's behind it. There wasn't really much Norris could do in that situation. They got a Blue 4 guy in this Vic, I guess checking if it's usable. Grenades are being thrown on him, though. He dismounts. And gets immediately dropped by something. Possibly counter grenades. And he's double tapped by the grenades. So who was this that got flanked? And it's your boy. These two ended up hunting him down. Vagrant's running around. The other guy got killed off. Dobbs getting a great opening grenade. It rolls back. Ah, might be too far. That one, though. Oh. I can't tell if the grenade got him or Camrad's first shot got him. Long range GLs. A Hail Mary GL. Oh, yeah, he's out of range, and then he gets taken out by Dream and Malin coming up. Dream is on, I think, like 5 or 6 kills at this point, yeah. Good return for Dream. Papega Pirates, I think, are mostly dead at this point. Yeah. Is that an explosive? No, it's a grenade. All right. About to say, if that's an explosive charge, these guys are dead. And Oddball tries to run into him, but unfortunately, that doesn't work. The other two chuckleheads didn't realize they were getting breached. Now you got the LAV suppressing. PP2000 doing some work here. It's rare to see submachine guns work well, but they usually have a higher fire rate despite a lower caliber. But in a CQC situation, especially with that better stability, as long as you can keep your shots on target, you will drop the target. Here comes John Stupendous as Patriot misses. I think Swola got them both. I don't know what noise I just heard, but yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is it. It's all up to Elliot, because your boy's still on con. He's not waking back up. All right. Can Elliot channel his inner Audrey Hotto and go 1 in? He has no kills, so he needs to break the world record for FNF of 24 kills in order to win this round. It's going to be very difficult for Elliot because he also has 2 LAV-25s to engage. He sees a marksman rifle. He says, no, I don't need it. I got iron sights. He continues to go up the stairs. Checks the rooftop, sees even more dead bodies. Here's a dead friendly. Maybe it has ammo for him. What will he do? He opts not to loot it. He goes, there's an enemy body. It died in a very peculiar position. And he opts, nope, this is a kill zone. I'm gonna get out of here. Now he's running downstairs. He's back on the first floor. He opts to run outside. Little does he know there's an LAV. And the LAV just spotted him. Elliot's in a bit of a pickle. He has no AT, but hey, he could still get the world record. He opts to hold the doorway in case the LAV dismounts and pushes him. Very good call. He pushes out on foot. LAV too busy driving, and it's unable to get an angle on him. Elliot's made the first hurdle. What was he doing? I'm gonna be honest, what was he doing? Like, can someone explain to me what his plan was? Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know what his plan was there. Why would you turn out and face an LAV? I don't know. All right. Let's let it go to the next mission. Oh.
Send in GOAT Team 6 now.
Rest in peace, Elliot. He died as he lived, alone against the world.
Jesus. Krenderman, thanks for the 23-month resub. Hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Do I not have a... Oh, it might be on YouTube. All right. Hold up. I gotta grab something for somebody. While I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and start running my intermission here. I'll be back in just a moment. All right. Always endlessly working. Alright, let's tab back in. There we go. Lingor is going to be our third round. 5-11. If this round ends early, I might be able to cover the third round. If not, I'll just have to wrap it up after the, or the fourth round. If round 3, this is round 3. If it wraps up early, I'll be able to cover that fourth round they mentioned. If not, that'll be it. Like the standard thingamajig. So, let's see. Why did my chat box disappear? There we go. I know you guys want so many things. Blue 4 clearly won that. God, just damn, that's a lot of points, not gonna lie. This is gonna be on Lingor. I'm gonna go back to one of our classics. I just feel like listening to Walk in the Park. It's one of my favorites personally. But let's go ahead, put that down. Awesome. Switch that up in the music command. Switch it up to Lingor. And for missions, this is going to be round 3. What do we got here? An uplink fight. So it is green 4 is attacking 3 blue 4 terminal sites. Green 4 has a 5% numbers advantage. That's a lot of assets. A BRDM, 2 DSHK technicals, and 2 DSHK UAZs, which are technically gun trucks. While excuse me, it's blue 4. An M240 M113. An M2 Humvee, which is the 1151A2, or A1, excuse me, and an M2 MRAP, and 2 static M2 HMGs. All right, cool. That should be everything covered for the round. People messaging me about the fourth round. Again, if I can cover it, I can, but round 3 has to literally end within 20 minutes for me to cover the fourth round. Dream, lie to us and say that the flare was for ranging so everyone can think you did that on purpose. Iander's mad that they kept all their vehicle assets in reserve so we couldn't snipe them. The enemy is so afraid of a drunk idiot they keep their strongest assets in permanent reserve. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be like that. Oh, that's funny. Alright. Looking over everything. Alright. 1 second. I just hit the wrong button. I hit the escape button because I was trying to tab out. My brain fired the wrong thing. Alright, 1 second. Because I don't want to stream any passwords. That was funny. Alright, just gotta find the server, reconnect to it, then I'm gonna tab out and work with that. Alright. Alright, well, that's joining in. Highander's always angry. When things don't go his way, right? Alright. Turn the music down slightly. Let me go ahead. I need to fire up a Discord. And my roster here, I'm going to do a bit more slotting for my stuff. I don't see any updates in the MCO channel, so it's just going to be in the Armus lineup channel. Alright, so I got the final DSS member in. Cool. And I got all that set up. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. Otherwise, hope you're all having a wonderful Friday. We got plenty of streaming going on every day going forward. And I'll get the content out on YouTube when I can. But I would say based off of our pacing here, we'll see the main channel get some attention by Monday. And then that'll start getting heavily scheduled, and then we'll go from there. I'll try to release something tomorrow, though. I should still have some stuff on backlog ready to go. But if not, we'll see. Halfway through your exam phase? Well, gaming, hope it is going well. God, I do not miss school and I do not miss exams. I am not a good test taker. Because at the levels they were testing me at, they weren't testing your knowledge of it. They were testing to see if you would just understand the trick they would put in the question to try to get you. It wasn't even a knowledge test at that point. It was just, are you smart enough to understand that we're just trying to be a dick to you? And sometimes I'd catch it, and sometimes I wouldn't. Don't miss it. Operation Wildfire. Alright. Oh, it's going to be a big AO, too. Alright. Based off of this size, I'm going to say it's unlikely we're going to be covering the 4th round, because this is probably going to go to, like, possibly the entire time, which puts us at 6:30, and I've got people coming in at 7. Which means I would only have like 20 minutes to cover it, and at that point, I can't. Because I also have to shower and get ready and dressed, so this will probably be the final round of the night, unless something happens stupendously and all of Op 4 gets killed. So, yeah, we might then be back around 8:30 or 9. I need to text Vix and ask when that stuff starts. And if that's the case, I'll ask her to build me a kit so I can just load it and immediately have it ready to go. And we should be good from there. But if there isn't anything with Vix, I'm probably just going to wait till tomorrow to stream again then with the PvP Polish stuff, simply because I'd rather work on getting the checkpoint RP documentation done, getting the rest of the videos for the PvP channel I need edited, and then getting some stuff scheduled and working on thumbnail design and all that other nonsense. I also have to get my other mission dev. I misread what they said. I thought they were going to be gone till August. It turns out they're only gone for a few days. So I need to get another mod set ready to go for next month, finalized, and then I actually need to flesh out what I need to get done for ops and then task them on that. And then they can build it while I work on stuff, and that'll give Valkyrie some extra time off. Because at that point, I just need Valkyrie to make a Half-Life mission, and then she can go back on Lingor, so that should be good. I also need to ask Krosk if there's a way for me to trigger a door opening code with a variable to... Well, triggers anything's possible. There's probably a phase that registers for doors opening, but we'll get there when we get there. Whew, so much to do. I haven't started the prediction yet. I might as well start it early. Green 4's attacking, Blue 4's defending. Oh, round just started. All right. Blue 4 defending. It is Green 4 attacking. Blue 4's defended all 3 rounds. Interesting. All right, round has begun. Let's go ahead and get this going here. So with that, let's go ahead and look at our mission info. Made by Depso. Notes there are additional trenching tools in one of the Blue 4 spawns. Mission rules. Only leadership roles can use the teleport poles, but have to return to their spawn safe zone before safe start ends. Everyone else is prohibited from leaving the safe start until they spawn until... Okay, gotcha. So there's a teleport network tied to each of the safe zones. I think because they're intentionally separating the player base out, between Blue 4 and Green 4 to force them into op splits. Interesting. So for brief, leadership can get together to make their plan, but otherwise Blue 4 is stuck holding all 3 terminals, which they might abandon to go to other positions, whereas Green 4 is stuck in, 2 different spots to attack. I like it. All right. Game mode is going to be terminals. How terminals work is there is one side, in this case Blue 4, going to be defending the terminals. One side, in this case Green 4, going to be attacking the terminals. Attackers, what they need to do is capture all 3 terminals by the end of the game to win. The defenders, Blue 4, need to hold at least 1 terminal to win to the end of the round. And of course, if you wipe your opponent in F&F rules, you automatically win. Otherwise, how the terminals work is if the attackers interact with the terminal, it's going to start a 120-second, aka 2-minute countdown. If at any point Blue 4 runs up to the terminal and interacts with it, it pauses the countdown. It does not, I say again, reset it. The only time it does reset is when it's a rush version of this game mode, but we're not covering that, so don't worry about it. But with that would be pretty easy. The attackers then have to interact with the terminal again, and then once that terminal timer reaches 0, the terminal is considered captured. It starts beeping, and then after the beeping ends, it'll spawn a GBU-12 on itself and explode. So that is how this game mode works. Otherwise, we're going to start with Blue 4 here. Medium anti-tank. All right, cool. 2 per. Do we have an echo on either side? We have an echo for Blue 4. Does Green 4 have an echo? Echo also has a brief. Okay, cool. So, the older kits here where we see the symbolism. So Blue 4 are going to be your modern Greek armed forces lizard camouflage kits. To break things down, you got your platoon leader, platoon sergeant, squad leader, team leader, auto rifleman assistants, grenadier, grenadier IR. Grenadier IR guys have the Hunt IR 40mm camera grenades. Those are the little parachutes you've been seeing with the cylinders attached to them. They're basically a camera you fire in the air. It gives you a nice bird's eye view. Great for getting some reconnaissance and your bearings. You got machine gunner assistant, combat engineer. Combat engineers have the choice of 4 different types of explosives. 2 explosive satchels, which you can't really throw that far, but they're a big explosion. You can also plant them too. 4 explosive charges, which you can throw like grenades, but they have a smaller explosion. Don't always blow up buildings too. 4 tripwire mines, 2 being HE, 2 being flare, or 3 AT mines. Then you have your light anti-tank, medium anti-tank, 1 assistant, 2 assistant don't matter anymore. Same with RI, RIS, and SMP. They're a part of a group called X-Ray that are now defunct. DMR, those are in Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie on the squad level. Those are, I think, HK-416s. So it's got 5.56 for this Blue 4 faction for their caliber for marksman rifle. Crew leads, crewmen, pilots, medics, and the base kits. Loadout's going to be F and FALs or the DS Arm FAL, so the more modernized version of the FAL. Cool. Or M16A3s. Glock 17s for their secondary handgun. Light machine gunners, Alpha Bravo and Charlie get the FN Mini-Me, and the Delta medium machine gunners get the FN Mag. Light anti-tank for Blue 4 is going to be the M136. Crew and aviation get the choice of the MP7 submachine gun or the M16A3. Nothing on crew-served weapons. Blue Force transport Vics include a transport truck, 2 transport Humvees, an up-armored M2 MRAP, the 1240, an M240 M113 APC, the M2 up-armored Humvee, single transport Humvee, and then 2 AA turrets for static defense. Otherwise, there is no Op 4, so we're going to go ahead and look at Green 4 here. They're a generic military camouflage kits. Their marksman rifle we'll see later when I'm doing the roster breakdowns. They get the choice of HKG3 A3s, which I believe are 7.62 by 51 NATO battle rifles, or the M4A1. The G3 I think is the German battle rifle, the modernized version of the G3A1. I'm losing my focus, but that's okay. 1911s for their secondary handguns, only 7 rounds. Make them count. RPKs for the Alpha Bravo Charlie light machine gunners. Medium machine gunners get the MG3, which is one of the best machine guns in game. However, you need to bipod that thing to make it work, but its fire rate is superior to anything else. Light anti-tank's going to be the reloadable RPG-7, and crew and aviation get the choice of the MP7 and M4A1. Otherwise, air assets include a transport Mi-8. That was not in the roster, in which case it was. I apologize for missing it. 2 UAZ Dishkas, 2 technical Dishkas, BRDM, and then 2 transport Land Rovers, 1 additional transport Land Rovers, and 2 Urals. Otherwise, looking at our roster here, real quick, J Raptor, thanks for the Twitch sub. I appreciate everything that comes with that. English, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for your support. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Night Owl, thanks. I was about to shout Night Owl out. Night Owl is commanding Blue Fort. My head is in the clouds. I apologize. Steve is going to be his 2IC. Mark is going to be the 3IC. And then Kabubi Face is going to be the medic. Zoni going to be leading Alpha. Korvac as the marksman. Misfit as the medic. Moneyman as the 2IC. Real quick, I'm going to look. Yeah, so they just have a scoped HK416. Which, I'm going to be honest, I think out of every 4 in RHS, I think the 416 has the most balanced stats overall, but that's just how it goes. It also matters what ammo you get, but I digress. NASA going to be leading Bravo, Mike going to be the marksman, Pogo being the medic, Bluck leading Bravo 1 with Wombat, Pirate, Sandwich, Kermit, Ivno, Depsphere, and Repanizor. Bravo 2 has Goomba, Kevin, and Colin together. Carlos leading Charlie with Baller Deluxe as the marksman. S-Goblin leading Charlie 1. Actually, no, it's ID because he has the slash in his name. So ID is leading Goblin, Epic Warrior, your boy Jamal, Tim Kappa, and Commander.
Or no?
Don't know what gunshot I just heard there. Patriot, Blam, and Autovisky under Charlie 2 with no leadership. Ben leading Delta with Hunt as the medic. Davik, Elliot, Radium, and Meaty are in Delta 1 with Davik and Radium taking the machine gunner roles. Elliot and Meaty the assistants. And there is no Delta 2. All right, so Meerkat leading Echo, which is the Matt team. Pierce is going to be the Matt gunner, and Nolich and Snodjiper are going to be the assistants. Matt gun, I believe, is the Maz, so 2 per person, which means Pierce has 2, Nolich as the assistant has 2, and Snodjiper as the second assistant have 2, so that Matt team has 6 AT rounds to work with total. And then Vagrant's still in Alpha 1. He's moving a turret around. I think he's going to merge with Alpha Actual and just be a fire team size element. Otherwise, over at Green 4, we have Lolo commanding, Curie leading Alpha, Alexander being the Grenadier, so that is the 2IC, Huel being the Marksman. Marksman rifle is going to be a PSG-1. So that's a German marksman rifle. Interesting. That's also chambered in 7.62 by 51 NATO. Otherwise, Olaf going to be the medic, I'm assuming. Sam, Reaper, Pyros, and Kale under Alpha 1. Alpha 2 has Andriri, Warkus, Ilya Bard, Jack Claire, and Dale all together. Bravo's merged together with Cameron leading Major Khan, who is the marksman. Another shot at the PSG one. Rodrigue being the AT, Martin, McKenzie, Fila, and Solomons all merged under that group as well. Solomons is some sort of team lead because he has that GL. Lurch leading Charlie with Ameri as the marksman. Alexander leading Charlie 1 with Rund, Scalman, Robin, and Bestafar under him. Norris leading Charlie 2 with Ash, Chul, and Morgan under him. Puma leading Delta with Flying Fin as the 2IC. Azarai as the medic. Nemesis Actually, no, Dream leading Delta 1 with Nemesis, Malin, Gabian, and Rufy all together. I don't see machine gun symbolism for these guys, so it looks like Rufy is an assistant and Malin is an assistant. Nemesis and Gabian are taking the machine gun roles. For Delta 2, we have Naps and Cullis taking the machine gun roles with Dobbs and Nyander being the assistants. Echo is going to be Swola leading Harna, who I believe has the AT weapon. And then we've got Tackleberry and Eric as the assistants, and Wheaton and Banks are taking the MI-8 as transport. So we see Green 4 in these two spawn spots. They're already mounted up, ready to go on the northern side with the techies. And it is quite possible that Green 4 are going to be taking the MI-8 to go in, because I can't see a reason why they would have the co-pilot in here, because this thing can easily be shot down. Or we might see the Chad thing where they have a marksman sitting in the back, and they open up the back and they try to snipe out with it. That's a very funny thing to see, but it works from time to time. They're usually able to get some plink-off kills, but with all the 50 cal fire that Blue 4 is going to be able to field, it is very risky. Otherwise, looking at our AOs here, we have an oil derrick site here for one of the terminals. Second terminal site is going to be a small military hilltop with only a single building. And then the third terminal site is going to be this command area with that two-story shed, and then the terminal on the outside. So Blue 4 have a lot of fortifying capabilities, but to spread it amongst all three, they only have 100 build points, which is 25 less than the standard 125 that you usually see in FNF rounds. They're going to have to share that across 3 AOs, and it looks like most of it's being burned right here between all of these sandbags and these Heskos. That could be a majority of their points there, to be honest. And then they're making this fountain here. Weird call, but yeah, could go either way. I didn't see Pepega on the roster. I think they all might have left. I see Scandi on Green 4. Was Pepega on Blue 4 then? I don't see any Pepega on, so I think they left after round 2. All right, 5 minutes remaining. How do you get red tracers to show up? I think it's the... It's either the P, the I, or the J key. I forget. It's one of those. I usually hit them all. But if someone can remind me, feel free. So, Axel, it's not on my side. That's only when I Zeus, because the spectator mode has it in by default. It's P. Thank you. How we have it in Zeus is we literally ripped the scripts. Audrey Hotto ripped the script out for me and just has the mission files display it for me through my interface. Because you can technically at any point have it display for you, because it also displays in... the virtual arsenal as a debug feature, so for you to watch your shots go out. So we just have the game say, hey, run this script for me, and that's how I'm able to get the tracer effects. So when I'm in the spectator interface, it's just the default feature of the spectator interface. When I'm Zeusing, then it's an SQF file that's referencing it to me, so I have access to it. And again, shout out to Audrey Hotto for giving me that ability. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to cover the fourth round because Bloodwayne is asking me to do chores after the third round. So this is going to be it, and then maybe we'll be back tonight for some stuff with Vix for that Halo thing, and I'll just be bitching about it. Or that'll just be it, and we'll be back tomorrow for plenty of stuff. They're making this into like a pseudo bunker that you can climb in on. You gotta love the ingenuity, but I'm gonna be honest, I think those sandbags would have been better fortifying some of the windows or making a perimeter around the actual terminal site or giving it to another AO to defend. I think with them using all the points right here shows me that they might just send everything down to Terminal 1 and defend, but it's impossible to say. The man, the legend, the Audrey Hotto. The person whose name I incite to caster curse people, just so the round can end earlier. Yanni, it's the third round. I don't think anyone cares at this point. To be perfectly honest, that's just how it goes, man. All right, let's see what the point distribution is. 14.7 to 43.3. All right. Most people favoring, I think, Green 4 on the attack. That's fair. What happened to the guy that was betting hundreds of thousands of points earlier? Come on, where are you at? Ruin the ratio again. Make my night. We also see a bunch of rocks placed down on these little river crossings that I think Deformer was used to make. Oh yeah, they were definitely used because you can see the texture of a river right here with the coloring, but then this terrain was brought up. That's funny. So they're basically inciting Green 4 to use these crossing points right here if they don't want to use the bridges in case Blue 4 rushes out to hold the bridges, so it just turns into a turtle fight. But even then, there's 3 different ways that Green 4 can attack on, plus they have an aircraft, but the Deformer adds to the variation, so I can appreciate that. But again, you got more Deform points around here as well. Are you calling me out? Very well. Oh, God. There you go, Nadira. There you go. A lot of faith on Green 4, though. I hope it's well placed. You're betting on Scandy Recon, that's why. All right. I feel ya. Look, some nights I literally look at that scoreboard and the point pot's in the millions, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. Do you guys have enough points? Ay, 1 minute to go. Let's see how this goes. Alright. You're down to 90k. If you lose this, you're down to 132k. At least you're not going all in. I know some chuckleheads that did that and lost hundreds of thousands, man. You have 238. You were saying them from the Bros Speak back when we did Bros Speak. Yeah. I don't know. I'm hoping with the front log done, hopefully by August, I'll have some time to look at all my other aspects of content and look into what else I can optimize and do for you guys. But it's going to be a process that takes me to the end of the year, but we'll see how things go. So right off the bat, we have Terminal 2 leaving with a large group to head south. We've got a large chunk of infantry heading south as well from the actual terminal site. Why would you spend all of these points building this and then abandon? But why? But why? That just feels like a massive waste of points. All right, Green 4, meanwhile, they're using the chopper as a scouting element to bring their Vix in. Looks like Blue 4 is folding everything. What are they shooting at? Chuckleheads. Looks like they're folding everything around Terminal 2. Which confuses me. Alright, Green 4. They got 2 options. They can either head down further here and take the river crossings, or they can flank around on the northern side and take the bridge, but the bridge is incredibly risky. But I don't think Blue 4 is going to opt to exploit it, so what's the point? And then again, I'm not blaming Blue 4 for that. There's just way too many crossing points for them to fan out and cover them all. So I get it. Having Green 4 do some false LZs, though, on the rear would really fake Blue 4 out. But we're going to need a few minutes before Green 4 even gets in position here. Well, they have to collision because that's where one of the terminals are, so they're kind of forced to, you know? Zam, shut up. Killing Gal, if you want to boop Zam for another 10 minutes, feel free. They are doing a false LZ. But if if Green 4 does a false LZ and Blue 4's nowhere around to hear it, is it actually effective? And the answer is no, because no one's around to hear the false LZ. That's funny as hell. on beat you to it. Nice. I'm waiting to see some 50 cal or ground fire go up to that MI8, but I think over the sound of all their own engines, they're not going to hear it. There it is. Chopper's fine. Is this a rhetorical if a tree falls in the forest? Yeah. Glad you got the reference. Alright, so Green 4 is going to attack Terminal 3. Blue 4 has a poultry defense there. We got the northern side, all those guys mounting up. They'll pull back and either head north or south, depending on the route they take. Terminal 1 is empty. Again, I don't know. If your goal was to hold Terminal 3, why would you put all those fortifications? Because you could just use those in the site you actually want to defend. I get it. But if you want to make it look like it's a dud, then do this. Just build a bunch of entrenchments around it, and Green 4 will still think, oh, there might be guys up there because they put a lot of work defending it. Like, use your fortifications instead. It's so silly. God, I mean... How you doing, Iron Lance? Always a pleasure to have you drop by. For those who don't know, Iron is one of the few guys that has been with me since the very beginning. He occasionally drops in. Him and Cobalt Cat, I'd say, are the two OG guys that I still occasionally see. But all the original guys that was Potato Squad, nah, they ditched me at Luton's beck and call. But it's always a pleasure to see those two.
Yeah, Nemesis is old enough to be my dad. So.
Papa! Papa! So that fucking...
I'll fucking shoot you.
So that...
What
you're
on
that
earth?
fucking young?
I'm 21.
Yes, that's fucking young!
Yeah, I was.
That
I
does
was
mean
actually
Dream is old
yeah,
enough
no,
to
I
be
was 18
Nemesis'
when I
son.
joined
That's okay.
Fucking 30.
No, 19.
Jesus.
18.
Fucking 30 right
I
now.
joined FNF in 2021.
That mic squeak was my glass hitting my freaking microphone. Chopper's still going strong. Looks like these guys are taking the risky side of the bridge, almost colliding with the side of the bridge too. You know, this might have been one of the few AOs where if Blue 4 had some AT mines, this actually would have been useful. Good to see that no Green 4 are slamming themselves on the sides of the bridges and getting themselves killed. This northern group's going to hit Terminal 1 and then start putting pressure on Terminal 2. We got in here a multitude of guys. I think Swola just traded with a machine gunner. Swola's still up, though. Patriot running down only to get Azariah. And Azariah's had enough of that BS. No double tap. Patriot trying to do a little fast one there to get his gun out to maybe shoot, and then he gets double tapped. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, we do have an MRAP doing a river crossing now, too, so I don't know. I think it's just randomly patrolling, trying to find enemies to hit, but...
The last one left here.
We got Blam going out. Usually I implore the faction to go push out and try to find enemies on route, but there's too many ways that Green 4 can come in on, and they spawn in two separate areas that it's not really worth it. I think this is Echo, though. Yeah, so they're basically marauding for vehicles at the moment. And it looks like they've taken a little bit of bleed damage. Bro. I was about to say, there's no way you're gonna... Oh, engine just got hit. They're gonna land out of bounds. He's trying to turn it so he can land back inbounds. He's gliding at this point because the engine's hit. All right, he's going for right there. Touchdown? They did too hard of a bounce and hit a tree because they came in at too sharp of an angle. Ouch. I thought they would make it, but they went a little steeper, and
Let's give him a warm
because they
welcome,
were still
shall we?
going in at such a sharp angle, they did the bounce into the tree, and yeah, it didn't work out. If they glided it a little more to the left, they would have had more open area, and they could have gotten it out, but at least one guy's made it out. He's going to have to heal. So now you got these guys suppressing because they see these bunkers, and they're thinking, oh, that means there's enemy up here, but now you got Green 4 actually getting up to that position. Wait. Oh, that looked like green on green for a second, but I think they quickly corrected it. There has to be an explosive trap or some BS here, but we'll see in a second. I really don't get what the point of all these fortifications were if they weren't going to use them. All right, Blue 4, meanwhile, pushing in a small team. Scandia Recon on point. Very thick jungle down here. Canadian comes up, gets the flanking shot.
Side to the left, watch your fire.
Dream hears him. Unloads in his face.
Got one down, one killed, one killed. Blue team move up, support.
What the hell was Finn trying to do there? Your boy gets double tapped. Goblin running up with that the mini-me also gets Dream before he's tapped by Iander. Nemesis has the MG3. Uh-oh. And Epic Warrior gets torn a new one. Green 4 continuing on this push. We have a Humvee coming around. This is Delta coming in. Bank's still alive. They're checking the wreckage. Looks like they're fine. Vagrant's looking around as well. I think he spotted Banks. Yeah, called north of the crash, which means, yep, that is Banks' position. Banks is going for a swim. You got the Overwatch position also looking out there. Looks like the 50 cal static got destroyed when they were trying to move it around. That's unfortunate. Arma happens. And you got Blue 4 trying to proactively eliminate this Green 4 push. And that is the terminal going up because... No, that was an explosive trap. And there's the hack started. I'm wondering, did these guys lose anybody? It doesn't look like it. So last week we saw an interesting strategy made by Scandia Recon with explosive traps, where they just put the charges out there and they watch them, but they double up on the charges. So that way, if one charge disappears because it gets disarmed, they can then immediately trigger the other charges and at least kill the disarmer. Jamal gets bled out there. Green 4 get right on top of a pushing Blue 4 element. And force Depso to pull back. He's throwing some grenades. And Blue 4, their groups seem really loose and unable to close the gaps here. You got Baller Deluxe coming along the rear here. Don't know what group he was tied to. He's moving up. Otherwise, Terminal 1 still getting counted down here. Banks was able to avoid Vagrant and Korvac, but this group is then going to attack Terminal 2 from the north. And these guys are right on top of Terminal 3. Timing-wise, if this is done in the next 10 minutes, if I run upstairs and shower during intermission, I might actually be able to cover round 4. Joel taking some shots by Baller Deluxe. And that gives his position away. There's a big chunk of green 4 around. Yeah. Sorry, Yanni. It's out. It's a smart strat, though. I just hope other people follow up with those strats and use them because it gives me more content. Baller again trying to get a kill on Schult. Grenade doesn't roll up enough. Eric gets dumped.
500 meters per active hit.
Oh, Baller. Gets kill 2. Runs into cover. Doesn't get a Miri. Flanks around and gets knocked out. Getting some Overwatch here. Swole is going to get blown up by a friendly grenade. Remember, when Mr. Grenade's pulled his friend, it's no longer your friend. They get the double tap, but he was responsible for 3 kills, so that's a pretty good kill distribution there. Strong defense over here. Blue Force double down on the Poultry Terminal 2 defense. This group's going to come in. Might have some assistance from Banks as he moves in. This could really go either way. I got Blue Force sending this massive counterattack on the rear of Green Force force. If Green Force not prepped for it, we could see Blue Force encircle and eliminate this force. And at that point, if they do, I'm not covering round 4. It's going to go for too long. I was thinking Green Force was going to have a more solid attack on this position. They do. They've got 1 squad ready to go in. Ironically, it's Delta. But I think that's just Scandia Recon aggression that's going to show. And then Charlie doing some flanking Overwatch. And then you got the rest of Charlie back here about to be tied down by Blue Force counterattack wave coming in. Looking on this side, you got this 50 cal firing from range all the way up on these guys here. Tough to say where that's all gonna go. So you got the mat, but now Blue Force coming up. Piranha, I think, notices there's Blue Force coming up and immediately gets down, calls up to his associates here. Shots go out. Great grenade right on top of Luck. That's gonna kill him. Great grenade there. Pogo, that's gonna be, oh, it still knocks him out. That one's gonna double tap, unless the angle. Yep, there are too sheer, yeah, too steep of an angle there with that ridge. Echo has rolled right in to there. They took a hit, but the MRAP was able to absorb the shot. And now Green 4 is a little outclassed here. Matt, that could take the vehicle out, is pinned on the front. Piranha gets another kill, takes some random fire from Rapinazor there. Emery trying to get some shots on Wombat, gets the hits, but not the kills or drops. Goomba trying to come around to stomp him from the rear. Has the mini-me to do it, but not the angle. Green 4 also developing forces down to the east. Looking back on this attack, Delta trying to push in, Blue 4 holding. Charlie staying on a far Overwatch with Commander with the BRDM staying on the side as well. A lot of fighting going on. Goomba pushes, I think managed to score a kill there, yep. Emery knows they're up there. AT goes in on the MRAP, second AT shot, and that is down. I think Emery got that. I don't see the, no, it would have been Irana, my bad. Sounded like an RPG launch, though, as well, so that could have been Schult. Schult has the vehicle kill, so he hasn't wished Schult. Okay. Overall, Blue 4 had the number advantage. They kind of lost that, could still beat it back. Delta charged in, took significant casualties. And Blue 4 is just going to continue to hold. You can see more Green 4 casualties here. Might have said Blue 4 charged in, took significant casualties. That's my bad. It was a Green 4. Oh. That was a GL right on top of one of the Blue 4 guys. Pretty nasty. Got Goomba still marauding around on the rear. Piranha doesn't know they're in danger. I can't tell where they're being engaged from. That could be all the way back in Blue 4's line. He's taking friendly fire. That also could all the way be Alex shooting from afar. What makes you say that, Iv, now? So yeah, Green 4 is heavily spread out. Oh, here's Pierce. Oh, yeah. So the MRAP drove right into friendlies and you got schwacked. I'm going to be honest, there was already a Lone Wolf that went up on this angle, so they were still already looking in that direction, so I don't think the MRAP gave you away, because they were already looking at that angle. But let's go ahead and look at the northern fight here. You got Alpha charging in to Blue 4 Alpha, but now it's just a drawn-out long-range engagement. From Green 4 looking north from this one fight. We have the Overwatch fallacy going on with Green 4, and I think Blue 4 has the manpower to basically repel both of these groups because it's only Delta pushing in from one angle that's not really supported directly by this group over here. They got some flanks going on, but they can just pull back and get into positions where they can still engage Delta and not have any issues with it. Most of Green 4 getting cleaned up. It's now only Ash, and funny enough, Ash has a -1, which means he's killed a friendly. He's got Gabian. I think he's trying to knock out Blue 4 Command, who now goes prone and folds back to have a little bit of cover there to work with. I feel like the numbers are still pretty even. This fight might go into Blue 4's favor because we got some guys on the rear that could do some damage. Northern side, Green 4 definitely has the number advantage to Blue 4, but this is just going to be a spaced out attack. And we got some Blue 4 guys over here. Is this under the bridge? Yeah. Oh, they're speaking a language I can't understand. I can only imagine, Yanni. I can only imagine. PK with a bipod as they're trying to give some more suppressive fire into here where they see movement. There's only so much they can do. How's Ash doing? Still on -1. Will he look left? Will Nolik and Meerkat look right? It's all about the who will turn. Ash looks left. Nolich crawls into a bush. He stops crawling. And Nolich gets taken out. Meerkat now looks over. Spots Ash. Ash folds into cover, though. And Ash redeems himself and is now has an even kill count. Oh, I'd imagine because Delta was Scandi, right? So they're reading about how they were pushed in with practically no support. The only support was at an awkward angle, but they're not having any infantry to come and back them up. Yeah, I'd imagine. Now you got the 240 113 coming out, but Iander has AT! And that was your mistake. Driver gets knocked out. And Iander double taps with a machine gun. That looked like a headshot, but I guess I was wrong. Wait, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You're not getting away with that. Ah, yes, the Scandi fallacy. If I'm being pushed by some of the best players in the game, clearly that means any friendly is an enemy. That's what happens when you freak out. That tank was not trying to go Super Saiyan. Otherwise, Iander would have a lot of armor go Super Saiyan, but I digress. Azariah, no. Not the under the... He's doing that so he can look under and might be able to track his footsteps, and you see him trying to hit it now. Wow. Carlos beat him out, though. Uh-oh. Doesn't roll. It doesn't roll enough. And Iander switches to his handgun because he was out of ammo, and Carlos holds. For every friendly Carlos kills, he can kill 2 enemies and not die. That's a pretty solid ratio. Ash now running around. He's still back here running his one-man war. Still only, hasn't gotten any new kills, though. He's still on 0. Green 4 pushing up to Terminal 2. We're about halfway through our time. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to cover the 3rd round. Or 4th round, excuse me. So, it'll be for next time. Wait. What are you... But...
Shit, sorry. My bad. You're right.
Ash! Ash needs to strike.
Sorry. Rest of Echo's dead, so I'm a little twitchy.
My plan was to go, you do your thing, I'm gonna go try east and cut them behind them.
I'm by myself, I'll follow you.
Line marks on that.
Ash, they're on yelling, come on! No! No! Green 4, no! Green 4, no! No!
Yeah, one guy. I got it.
Oh my god! Oh. Friendly fire is on both sides, and yet it's not friendly. So I guess Green 4 needed to use the shared brain cells after Blue 4 was done with them. So I feel like this group's going to get wrapped up by units around. Green 4 is going to be able to wrap these guys up and then push from the north. And we're just going to have an extended game. Which usually happens when you have forces split up like this. Oh, good old friendly fire. It never is, though.
I'm down the west end of the enemy bag.
Korvac!
I just fucked myself. He's on the rock next to me.
Use a grenade.
I need someone to support. Vagrant. Fucking... I'm looking right on 314.
Uh-oh. Oh, it rolls back!
He's dead.
You did not just two-tap it. Damn. Puel for the direct. Oh! And of course, Korvac's unconscious body tries to jump Puel, which makes him mag dump. explosives going off. Huel takes fire. Vagrant finishes him. Here comes Olaf. Vagrant with the dodge. Korvac wakes back up. Can our 5 defenders hold against a team? What are you?
Sorry.
But wait, did they just? They just killed the pilot. But why? Why would you? Okay. Okay. Cool. Alright, so Green 4 have come in and killed the defenders at Terminal 2. Vagrant's trying to... Okay, gets a double tap on that body, because I think it was only Olaf there. Vagrant's now pushing. AT firing up on this position. We're back on Overwatch. Keeping Olaf pinned. You monster. You monster. He survives it too! Righto, part-time. There's Terminal 2 being hacked. Kissing wakes back up. I just cast a curse to Kissing. Anyway. Ah, tunnel vision on target. Yeah. Alexander finds him and eliminates him. 20 minutes remaining. Don't tell me all of Charlie is dead. Okay, no, they remount. I was about to say, there is no way in hell Blue 4 actually folded in and killed all of them. All right, so they came over here. They're going to regroup with Alpha 2 and then make one final attack on this terminal here. They're firing AT over here to try to shock some of these Blue 4 positions. Ooh. Do it again, I wasn't looking.
Everyone is spread out. The red guys.
Kron on 4 kills, survived that other push, is now up here doing Overwatch. They're getting a head count. Meanwhile, we got 2 Blue 4 guys on the wide flank. Might catch some Green 4 out of position. There were quite a few team kills, yeah. AT. Oh, you saw the blood come out of Carlos, but it did nothing. Damn. That's 3 rockets from Piranha. I doubt she has any left. Maybe 1 more at most. Opting to go with the rifle. Oh, I agree part-time, but it wouldn't be friendly night fire without friendly fire, so, you know. Ah, 17 minutes. It's gonna be drawn out because Green Forest to get into position. We got Piranha getting some early on flanking here, but Green Forest still need to run down. I think Command is gonna run them with the BRDM they still have. BRDM could actually help out with some fire support here, but it's not gonna be much. That's gonna give Blue 4 time to fold in everything they have outside of the AO in. Could see these 2 guys do a little bit of flanking.
We know that vehicle's on there.
Now we wait. Wait. What are you doing? But that's literally a defensive objective. Why would you think it's hostile if it... What? Say psych right now. Okay, Green 4 has 2 hidden Green 4 and Blue 4 here that are coming in. I don't know, man. I think Wombat realized that this was a friendly position. And he runs right in. All right, Green 4 have done a dismount. They're mounting back on the vehicle? Okay. Got this Green 4 group coming down. I think they're just changing long range fire. Colin and Kevin occasionally get some shots in. Kevin receiving fire. Orcus gets knocked out. AT heard. And we see a knockout on Pirate Sandwich. Could go either way still. Wombat's a turncoat. Orcus wakes back up, taking more fire. But Blue 4 are suppressed as they try to get an angle on him. Orcus has no choice but to do medical in the open. Command still has this BRDM loaded. I guess they're waiting for these 2 to get killed before they push in. Green 4 now charging. 12.5 minutes remaining.
Oh, the BRDM's running.
So Blue 4's calling the BRDM.
South on the road.
Oh, you mean north? But I think he's saying the BRDM's heading south, but just say north coming north to south, whatever. No way! I missed it because I got distracted by a billboard. And we actually just saw an explosive trap work properly. They rigged explosives on the bridge and they actually blew something up with it. That's amazing. And that was that was like half of Green 4's remaining manpower. That's funny. Yep, that had Green 4 command in it too. Absolutely amazing. You got Kevin and Colin here now getting taken out. They're trading evenly though, and I think Blue 4's remaining garrison's gonna be able to hold. That is GG, I agree. Well timed. Other Blue 4 guy gets taken out. We're down to 11 minutes. And now we're just waiting on Green 4 to move in, but they're not going to have the time to do it. Now, if Green 4 somehow blows through the defenses and activates the terminal and the timer runs out, overtime kicks in as the timer runs down. So if the timer is paused, overtime ends and the defenders win, but if the time for time remaining runs out and the timer then counts down afterwards, overtime is kicked in and the attackers win by still completing the objective. That would have been an explosive charge or a mine. Based on the sound and the look, it's hard to say because explosive textures automatically hug the terrain. It could have been a mine or it could have been an explosive charge. It's hard to say. The BRDM, even an explosive charge will cook it off because it's very thinly armored. So it could have been a satchel, could have been a charge, could have been a mine, but it was accurate. I don't see a vehicle kill. I'm gonna look around real quick. Because even if the player is dead, I don't think it was a mine because the mine would give you a vehicle kill. If it was an explosive charge cooking something off, then it might not necessarily give you the vehicle kill. So here's my theory. It could have actually been, and it was, yeah. No, that was an AT mine. Because Vagrant didn't kill any vehicles coming up here. So I have a feeling Vagrant went AT mines and put AT mines on that bridge. Because Ottovisky doesn't have the kill. And we see a -1 kill on vehicles, so I think Vagrant planted stuff. He did get a kill on old Alpha position? Okay. If that's the case, then it could have just been a random mine, but I guess we'll never know. I don't see any wrecked vehicles out here, but again, tough to say. Very tough to say. So here's the vehicle kill. And it's a Humvee, okay. In which case, yeah, it could have been an explosive charge then. So someone just survived and managed to take it out. The Vic got blown to the right. That's fair. 8 minutes remain. Green 4 has Harana on point over here. They're going to have to do another swim to get across. Could actually sneak in, but this is going to be the most dangerous part of the crossing. But if everyone's focusing north, no one might turn right to see them. So if Green 4 begins the attack early on, that could allow Harana to slide in and trigger overtime. But this is a 5 versus 3, 4, 5. 5v12. Oh, I agree, Mal. This one is I'm falling asleep in my chair, admittedly. Though I think I wrote down enough timestamps to make a collage, so that's always good. Look at this ACOG 249. Really good weapon to have on this angle, though. Inner Audrey who? There's more than one person, though. The caster curse with Audrey Hado only works if there's a single person left. There's a knockout. Green Fortress had a casualty on the left side. Warkus got knocked out again. Piranha going for the swim. On 4 kills now. High zoom optics, it was weird. I guess they gave him to the marksman. The marksman probably gave him to the auto rifleman or something. Who knows? But with that 249 pinning people down, that's actually allowing Harana to just swim right in. But I'm not going to be able to cover round 4 Malin because I got to go to dinner with Bloodwing and her father. So, fun stuff. Warkus wakes back up again. Is he a medic? No, so he's just incredibly lucky. Harna. I've been saying it wrong, haven't I? I'm sorry. There's an explosive satchel on the terminal. And I'm willing to bet that was placed by Visky. Run! Run! There's a satchel! Now camp it. Yes! Oh! No way! No way! I've never seen a thermite grenade light someone on fire. You have got to be kidding me. That's awesome. Piranha wakes back up, gets immediately gunned down. No other green 4 in sight. 5 minutes remaining. It was a valiant effort by I forgot the name. Harna. I've been saying Harana, haven't I? I'm so sorry. Three people on the outside, 4 minutes remaining. I'm calling it GG. Shut up, Air. You guys smell something? Eh. It wasn't... Was it his own grenade? No. It might have been. I think it was Otto Visky's grenade, because only engineers can carry the explosive... the thermite grenades. What? But... Why did you... Why? What? Why? Was that just a classic Rico you know what to do moment and he just got executed? Like... The TKs keep stacking. Rico, you know what to do. 2.5 minutes. They're not gonna get it in time. It's GG. I guess that's our last highlight. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I wrote down 20 timestamps. This is gonna be one hell of an edited video. Stop screaming. Yeah, if you mag dump them, they will stop screaming. You are right. Messed up to think about, but you are right. the satchel usually doesn't do anything. If it's like an IED or an explosive, then it does, but I mean, it's based off of C4, and C4 is inert unless you put a certain type of electric charge through it. I forget how the detonator works, but heck, I don't know why they're screaming, man. I'm scared too. All right, Green 4 charging in, last minute. Meaty gets Warkist. You still have Dale all the way back here. I don't know why. It's the Overwatch fallacy. Wait, we have 47 seconds and 50 seconds, so which one's right? And Warkist gets Warkist. Alright, gets the last kill in. Carlos headshot him. What if I tell you he's a Scandy Recon player? Will you do it this time? Wait, no, he's a friendly. He has to shoot friendlies first before he gets the Scandy Recon kills. I almost forgot. Jeckler gets Steve. Oh, damn. Steve did the classic Sonic around desync spike. All right, awesome. Great. And that's the last highlight. Okay, cool. The good old lag spike switch. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me. I have to go shower and get ready for dinner. Might be back in 2 hours for some other stuff, but we will see otherwise. Thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Cheers, and rest in peace, Net Eras. Fight money.